What up, fam? This is Agree to Disagree. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Come talk some Sixers with us. Trey Turner today? Let's go.
Oh my God! I'm embarrassed! He's flying!
Welcome in. It's almost time. Welcome in, everybody. This is Agree to Disagree, only on HUD Radio. Every Sunday, we are brought to you by our doc, Make Them Yours, Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, location in Burlington, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Find them right down there on the web. SpecializedPhysicalTherapy.com is where you can find them. As always, Brian Wilson, Nick DelGozzo, Greg Milakovic. I'm Thomas Arnone. The family, welcome in. Welcome in. I was watching a game last night, and I was thinking about you. You know what I mean? Third quarter started. I was thinking about everybody. Couldn't wait to hop on tonight, right? So to get over a little Celtics hump. But here we are, and we got a lot to talk about. Crumb in a week at the end of the show. Phillies spring training begins. It's here, right? We're here. We're here in it. It means absolutely nothing, but it's great to have baseball back. Like I opened with quickly. Trey Turner leads off today, steals a bag, base hit, scores a run, 1-0. So you can get 1-0 in a lot of ways for the people out there. And we'll talk about the different ways this baseball team can get up 1-0 on you and just some exciting things. Greg was down at spring training today, so we'll get his input on everything new with baseball and old as well.
Couldn't tell by the starter package.
I know, fried. I got the new hat, and I'm absolutely a lobster.
Couldn't tell by the Mike Chromiak starter package. I love it.
Starter package. I can't.
It was just a hat and two koozies. Come on. I didn't even post photos, like trying them on. Like I just debuted it for the fan tonight.
Greg's got a satchel.
If you're not gonna,
Greg's got a man purse.
If you're not gonna do the SPF, Greg, maybe don't put the shades on. You got that
I got bad raccoon eyes. Oh yeah, we're bad.
We're gonna circle back to some of the bad last night, but we'll preview Sixers Heat coming up. They got a back-to-back home and away coming up. Sixers obviously Heat come here, and then we go down there to Miami. Not back-to-back, but back-to-back games per se. It's not a back-to-back nights. So we'll talk about that, preview that important little series coming up against Miami, who has been struggling a little bit. Our main topic at hand is Sixers, Celtics, and Sixers, period. But we'll go over last night's game, give you a recap of that. Ties into our poll question brought to you by our good friends over at Baggio's Bread. They're located in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. They're the home of the best stuffed breads, tomato pies, sandwiches, cutlets. Number one meatball in the state. All right? Number one meatball in the state. And not a lot of people can say that. Mention HUD Radio, you get 10% off your in-store purchase. So go check out our good friends over at Baggio's Bread, Mount Laurel, New Jersey. Our poll question. The Sixers' loss to the Celtics last night proved they are destined for a second-round exit again this year. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. That's where we're live. Everywhere you get your podcasts, we're there as well. Hit the like, subscribe, follow. Join the conversation tonight and let us know. We want to know. We want to hear from you. Is it the same old? I'm going to say this. Last night, in the moment, my emotions running high, it was the same old. That being said, I'm going to take a step back because I'm going to smoke some people. I'm going to start smoking some people because all I've heard all year, and I said it myself, that the regular season isn't going to matter. Like it matters because you got to get into the dance. You got to be a top 4 seed, right, guys? You got to be around that area. We all knew that, but we all say, not just us, everywhere, that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So if you win last night, then it doesn't matter. You lose last night by 3 in heartbreaking fashion, which is typical us. Does it really matter? We're going to find out. Now, if you're going to ask me if I'm going to lay money on the Sixers in a 7-game series versus Boston, I'm going to tell you nope. Nope, and I laid money on the Sixers all the time, right? But I wouldn't lay it in that series. Okay, I wouldn't lay it in that series. So I disagree that it proved something more than it is. It was a big game, a game you needed to have because you got to get them off your back. You got to get the monkey of them owning you off your back. There's some positives to take out from this starting lineup last night. There is some positives. I mean, PJ Tucker was all over the court, I felt like, and that's going to be Pete, hopefully playoff PJ, right? Defensively, rebounding. I mean, I think he had 16 rebounds last night. Okay?
I love his toughness.
The bias was great on Tatum throughout that basketball game until the final possession when he's not covering him anymore. Okay? But what's great on him all game when he did cover him. Okay? So there's positives to take away from
our second unit. Our second unit looked like it was weak, which I thought our second unit has been good recently. It was weak last night.
Yeah, it was. I mean, our second unit is the main reason why we lost the basketball game last night. And when Joel Embiid wasn't on the court. So, it was an 11-point difference without Joe on the court.
Everyone keeps harping on that. When the best player in the league's on the court, obviously we're not as good. I mean, that's just everyone in the world knows that.
Okay, yes, that's true, but you can't have 12 bench points and expect to win and be.
I know. Well, I said our second team was not good. Yeah.
No, I get it.
But we're not going to be as good without Joel on the court. That's for sure.
Well, of course, but your bench has been good enough.
I know they weren't good last night, though. Yeah,
and last night was not good enough. Was not good enough. Tyrese looked lost last night, and I'm not gonna crush him. He's still my son, but that's not a good look last night. I need you to be aggressive. He wasn't. Whatever. I disagree with the poll. I don't think this is the end all be all. We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. You know what I mean? Nobody has the crystal ball to this ending, and I'm not gonna sit here and try to act like I have one over a 3-point loss, right? Over really a game of inches.
It's a game you needed, though, Tommy. You said it. You said it already.
I agree that you needed it, but it doesn't define the end of my year.
They didn't need it. We needed it. Just because we needed it again to show that we could beat them. Fuck.
I totally agree in terms of the mental side of beating them, and as a fan base, we needed it, right? Right on board with that. That being said, it doesn't define if I'm getting knocked out in the second round or not.
No, I agree. I agree with that.
It doesn't guarantee that. You either believe we are or we aren't, or you don't know, which is sort of
if we can hold a second or third seed, we don't see them in the first or second round.
So it all depends. So I disagree. What do you got?
We have a tough remaining schedule, though. We do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm probably in the middle. I mean, I know I have to answer it. I mean, because it is an NBA regular season game, right? But it's it's agreed. I want to agree because it's the same chapter. It's we start off the season fresh, and we're always optimistic. And I know some some of us are more optimistic than others. All right, and like where they ranked. I don't mean that like a shot at anybody. You know what I mean? Like I had them behind the Celtics.
I'll accept.
And I'm not, trying to be a guy that I'm not.
Oh yeah, shoot away.
There's no shooting. I'm not a punk.
Jonathan Gannon.
Has nothing to do with that. I truly believe it. The way it shook out. I didn't care about the coaching change. All right, the Celtics are really good to me. All right, that didn't matter to me. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure he was busy. In the closet doing.
Not sure how much work he was doing anyway.
He had to do what he had to do, and they were running the team themselves. All right, so I wasn't worried about them. And Spelling Bee, they were good anyway. They won 14 in a row. He hasn't even played. You know what I mean? So
I was gonna say if Middleton looks like he's back, and
they're really good.
Their problem.
That's just kind of where I was preseason. I had them 3, so I mean I didn't have them 7th. I mean I wasn't that discouraged. You go into every season excited. You know what I mean? So the book is the book is yet to be finished. All right, but it just seems like it's the same fucking story. All right, so it doesn't mean, like Tom's point, doesn't mean anything. It's not gonna the lights aren't on yet. But you sure like to have it. You sure like to find a way to win those games at home, when you have a lead and a team that, that owns you, to, as Pedro Martinez would say, who's your daddy? Hey, come on. You know what I mean? So, I would love to have confidence. I'm going to be rooting. I'll have my pom-poms out, all right, when the playoffs start, when we play them. But I don't believe we even, I don't believe we beat them. I don't think we beat the Bucks either. All right, but I'd love to be wrong. I
have no confidence
in these airwaves, and I love to be wrong.
Yeah, the only one I can argue is the Bucks because we match up a little better, and we sort of have more success versus them. We do. That's the truth. I mean, we do have more success versus them. That's not easy.
That's true. For some reason, we always hit like 15 threes against the Bucks.
It's weird.
Can we duplicate that against other teams? That would be
They're
great.
better. They're better than us, obviously. But
I don't know that they're exactly.
We're
better,
right there.
but
Like we're right there. That's the point. We're right fucking
Their
there. We've been there.
starting five
Hold on.
might be better.
We've been there for years. I'm tired of just being there. We've been right there. And again, this year, we're right there. We're right there. And
I feel like we've been saying the same shit for years, though.
I know, but sometimes
Toby. To me, Toby is the key. Toby's the key. As great as Joel is, and as great as James has played this year with Joel, Toby's still the key, as he's always been. We need him to make shots. He's going to get open looks. Toby has to make shots, and he has played much better on defense this year. I feel like his defense is overlooked sometimes. He's played very well on defense this year. Hopefully that will continue, and he's going to have to hit shots. If we're going to win anything, Toby has to make shots.
For sure.
I agree to the poll. It's
good.
It's a good. Four top. There's a four top song.
There.
It's the same old song. It's the fucking same thing every year, dude. We'll lose in the second round again. I don't care who we're playing. We'll fucking lose. Just like we thought we would beat Atlanta. We lost. Doesn't matter who we're playing. We'll fucking lose probably because this is what we do. It's what we do. Now, if we come in fully healthy, I'll be optimistic. I'll be cheering. I'll be ready. But we're probably going to fucking lose in the second round.
Yeah, see, I disagree.
Okay.
To that. I disagree to that. Like, I can't run from what I said, on Wednesday night? Like, I just said that I think this would be the year. This would be the year they'll get to an Eastern Conference.
I mean, you've been saying I could run
I've been talking about winning
Eastern Conference. I can run tape back for the last 4 years.
So have you.
So have you.
So fucking you. So have you. And the fact of the matter is it's not the same team. It's not the same team as it was 3 years ago, 4 years ago, 2 years ago, a year and a half ago.
It's been a different team almost every year.
But it isn't. The same things keep popping up.
The biggest loser that you could make a case hampered this basketball team for 2 years has been gone for a calendar year. For 1 year, that's it.
But he's been going for two basically.
No, he hasn't
played.
No,
he hasn't played. Hasn't played for two. We still haven't won anything.
What are you talking about? I'm talking about you got rid of Ben a year ago.
I know what I'm saying, but he didn't play last year for us, and we still didn't win anything.
Hold on. No shit. Hold on. You act like that didn't have a part in last year. You made a trade at the deadline. You don't win at the deadline. So you need a full calendar year. You need a full calendar year. You also brought in some good things in the offseason that make your bench better, at least we thought, until last night when we had 12 bench points. That being said, you move Max to your bench, you feel better. This team has had stretches of playing damn good basketball, not that they haven't in other years, all right? But it's a different team. It is a different team. I'm not going to run and jump off of Tatum freaking putting a knife into my chest again. He does that to me all the time. I expected it. When there's 5.9 left, I said, night, night. Okay? But that being said, I still think if it's the Celtics, no, then I agree to the poll. But if it's anybody but the Celtics, we're going to Eastern Conference Finals.
I love Joe, and I think Joe's playing the best basketball of his life.
Pissed off. You're going to start calling me out because I get
excited.
Because I get excited. When you have a great player, you're supposed to get there. So what's the main reason why we haven't got there?
I feel like you're taking this question. You're taking this personal. You're taking this personal because you know I'm right.
You took a shot, and then I'm answering. I'm going to respond back. What's the biggest reason? This isn't an excuse. It's just a fact. Because it can't happen again, or I'll trade him. But besides having a loser, Ben, what was the other biggest reason why we haven't got out of the second round?
Tobias stinks.
That's the biggest reason.
We can't ever score off the bench. We can't score off the bench ever.
Joel has been healthy. That's the answer he's looking for.
But Joel hasn't been healthy ever. Joel hasn't been healthy ever, though. So hopefully. Every year in the playoffs, there's been something. Every year.
So if he gets hurt this year again, or we get knocked out in the second round, then we can all have a conversation on these airways about, hey, maybe it's time to move on, which I can't believe we would say.
I think it's 1A and 1B. It's Joel's health, and it's Doc. I got news for you. Doc. But, sorry. I'm not saying there's a guy under a rock that's better, right? It's a fucking loser, dude. It's a loser. That's it.
Might be.
Always been a loser. Well documented.
I have no idea.
I mean, if you give me Doc's teams, I think I have 2 titles.
I don't know.
I do.
He's got more titles than anybody on this team.
I know you like him, and
I know that. I don't like him. I don't know where the like is. I don't care about NBA coaches because every air quote great coach had stars too. Like it takes 2 to tango in this league. I don't remember a guy winning titles without having 2 stars.
Oh, he's got
stars. You know what I mean? Who? Like
Ben was supposed to be generational. Ben was supposed to be generational. He's got stars. What do you mean? You said Joel's Doc.
No. I'm saying he's got Joel, right? He's got Joel. Joel's
Harden's supposed to be a top 50 player.
That's a story for another day, right?
And I know Ben's a crumb now, but when we had him, he was supposed to be.
He's supposed to be generational.
He was supposed to be the greatest thing ever.
Doc really doesn't get a lot to do with Ben, though. That's a Brett thing.
I mean, you take Doc's teams throughout the years, and you don't have 2 titles.
I'm not debating if Doc's a great, good. I don't give a shit. When
did he get the doctorate?
What I'm saying is,
Glenn Rivers.
I don't care. The fact of the matter with Glenn is he can only be judged if Embiid's healthy too. So this comes on Joel, man. Like Joel's my guy. Joel's my guy. I love Joel.
But I know Joel's going to be there. Though.
I love Joel a lot more than I even like Glenn. Okay, Joel's my son. But it becomes on him now. He's all eyeballs on you come postseason time. It is more than it's on Glenn. It's like, to me, like Joel's got to win. He's got to win. He's got to carry guys. You got to make guys better around you. That's what fucking greatness does in this league, and it's what it's done for years. So I got to call out my guy like I'll call out anybody else. If you're my son, if you're a guy I don't like, etc. I try to keep it real. You got to get it done. And that's just saying Eastern Conference Final, honey. I ain't talking about you go cut nets down yet. So you got to get over a hump. You got to save it. You're in a process. What process are we trusting? You're the most generational player I think I've ever seen on a basketball court. You got to go carry. Dude, nobody at 7'2" does what he does. So nobody at 7'2" has the skills he does I've ever watched. So don't tell me Will. I never watched him.
Durant's decent.
Cool. I mean, they're different. Whatever. Okay, we're gonna get semantical.
I might say Durant's better.
Okay, sure. Kevin Durant's better than Joel Embiid. What do we?
I'm just saying they're basically the same size.
Okay. If Durant's 6'10", 6'11" to me. He's not a 7-footer.
So
you can wingspan me all you want. Okay, you little dry jock nerd down there. You want to start wingspanning me? You want to start wingspanning me? Yeah, that's why I don't like you. I don't like you at all. I don't like you
for your life
tonight.
That's fine. I came in knowing you weren't going to like me.
You're a fraud. You want to start?
Because I knew how you were going to answer. Because I knew you were going to fucking. You were going to coddle. You were going to coddle. You were going to come on here and
you don't have enough tape to pull.
Coddle. Oh, it's okay. Doc's doing the best he can. He said, he hasn't had much. Let's coddle. Let's coddle. You're a coddle. Coddle. I knew you were going to come on, coddle.
Please enlighten me when
we lost in the second round for the last fucking half decade. All right, it's going to happen again.
What's the common denominator that's been here every year?
Doc and Joe.
He hasn't been here every year, you moron. Joel's been here every year. At some point, it becomes on the star. Shit.
No, I agree. It is on Joe, but Joe's going to be there. Like, Joe's going to play great. I know that Joe's going to play great. I'm not worried about Joel. He hasn't
even played in the postseason, essentially. He always gets hurt. So my point is, he's got to stay healthy if we want any chance.
Well, we know
we
that.
all realize that.
We know that.
So it'll be another second round exit, and my whole point
I feel like even if he's fucking healthy and playing great, there's a good chance we lose in the second round anyway.
I disagree.
So we're going to beat
40 in the postseason hits different.
We're going to be an underdog to either Milwaukee or Boston in the second round.
40 in the postseason hits different. That's all. 45 in a postseason.
You think Giannis is going to have 20 against us? What do you think?
Maybe he has 25. Maybe he has 28.
I mean, maybe he has 52.
Maybe. I don't know, Mr. Crystal Ball. I don't know.
I know. You sound like you do know, Mr. Crystal Ball.
I just know the best score. I just know who leads the league in scoring. So if you want to, I know that.
Isn't it Doncic?
I don't know. I've just got an agenda, so I have no idea. So you can kiss my ass.
It's him or Joel. If they're one, too.
Gotta go look it up now. Shit. But that means
Not Greg.
But no, I called him out though, Will. So you can't talk about cut on anybody.
No, I know. I'm
I
stuck with
called my favorite player in the league out. I mean, come on. What else do you want from me?
But you know that he's going to play great. I'm not worried about him. As long as he's healthy, Joel's going to play
yesterday.
Great.
Doc could have went yesterday to me. He doesn't matter to me. I'm not like keeping Doc. I just there's other reasons why you lose.
I am worried about. Listen, Harden's played great. Like I can't even give Harden shit. I feel like Harden's played great, and I still don't think that we're over the hump. It's like that's how. It's frustrating, really. It's frustrating. It really is. I feel like we're better than Boston. We just can't fucking beat Boston. They have something on us. And Al Horford, of course, Al Horford's going to hit big shots. Why wouldn't Al Horford hit big shots against us? I hate Al Horford. I hate him. And I never did. I always thought he was a great player. I hate him. I hate his guts.
Yeah. I mean, we, like you said, we match up better.
I feel like we do. I feel like we should be better than them.
That's why I don't think you guys are wrong there. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, the proof's in the pudding. I think, and it's just an opinion, that both of those teams are way better than us. You know what I mean? So
I would agree.
I hope they're not. I hope they're not, but I do. I just the way I look at it.
Like way better or just bad?
I think that they are both clearly favorites against us. Yes.
Right, Joe, and being a fan in this area. Sixers do nothing for me. Right? When there's teams I watch those two teams, and they're both electric. All right? Like I said, 14 in a row. It'd be fun to win 14 in a row. I understand the regular season, and it means nothing to most people, but it'd be fun to win 14 in a row. I remember that time when we won 18 in a row. That was awesome.
That was awesome.
I know it didn't get us anywhere, but
that was cool too.
Real good. Didn't get us
anywhere. That was awesome. I think Joel broke his face right after that. Or no, his face is already broken. His face is already broken. Yeah, that's right.
That was a Ben run.
Yeah,
that's right. Oh, that's right. Remember we had a huge comeback against the Cavs, right? I think LeBron was still on the Cavs. Or no, maybe he was on the. Who knows? I get my years mixed up. There's a monster run in that. Fuck.
I just think
that was great times.
I think obviously Milwaukee's won one, so they're obviously better because they just won one. You know what I mean? And they're better this year. They have a better record. Boston got there, and they have a better record. So
I think that their bench isn't as good though. Milwaukee's.
No, they're not as good as Boston.
Well, if Bobby Portis is healthy, I like their bench more. But he's not healthy right now. Yeah, he's out. He's not healthy.
He was huge in the past year.
I love Bobby Portis. I'm a big Bobby Portis guy.
To me, the difference is Drew Holiday's playing.
Drew Holiday's awesome.
Playing awesome.
He might be the best defensive guard in basketball.
Well, him and Mel
I never get back to the degrees of separation, but it always comes back to there's always somebody that kicks us right in the dick, and I'm just like,
yeah.
I watch Drew, I'm like, oh, that felt good right in the dick, and I'm sure there's 7 degrees separation. I'm not nerding it. I'm not putting it together. I don't care where it led us to. I'm just saying he was a Sixer before, and love to have him.
There was talks of getting him back before he went there.
Yeah.
So,
when he was a free agent,
we've been down that road, and I love Drew, and I think that series would be a really depends on who defensively is better, Melton or Drew, because D'Anthony Melton's a really good defender too, so he would really need to be clamping. He'd need to be great in that series, right? So there's a lot of factors, but I just think we stand a better chance against Milwaukee. I would say, hey,
who eats us up?
I would say Sixers in 7. I would say Sixers in 7 in that series, just because it's a prey too. But Boston, nobody
can we get to the 2 seed, Tommy? I almost would lean to that's a good chance of us beating them in 7 if we have home court.
Well, if the regular season matters to people at this point, it is the toughest schedule in the league.
We have the toughest schedule in the league.
So if you end up getting to the 2nd seed with that schedule, that would make you feel. Well, that would make you feel even better going into the postseason.
100%.
Right,
yes.
The gauntlet we have. This is why it's important for us. This is why we're going to preview the 2 Miami games coming up, because guess what? Show me how you respond to this too. Right? I think we all are believers of that. You know what I mean? How about not just go split it with Miami? Go put them where they belong, because they're not good enough. You know what I mean? Go
I agree. Miami's not good enough. I agree.
Go show them where they stand. Go take both for them. Instead of going out on South Beach, James, go drop 40 on them.
Yeah. Pretty nice.
I'll take the under on that. Even though I'm not going to make fun of James. I feel like he's played very well this year. He's been distributing the ball great, and he's. I still want him to look for his shot, though. I feel like recently he has done that more, which is good. But he's going to have to in the postseason.
John, I mean, that's a good point. It is a good point. You would want a lot more spacing shooter-wise around Joel, especially the amount of double teams that get ran at him.
Well, yeah, but you have Harden. Harden's supposed to be that guy.
Well, this is why he's blaming Morey, because that's who he probably had a hard on for. I guess that's where Johnny's going.
Honestly,
I don't know.
though, John, we actually shoot the ball great, though. Well, we're 7th in 3-point percentage in the NBA. I mean,
yeah, but this is where we overreact to one loss.
We're top 10 in 3-point percentage.
This is where you can circle back to overreacting to a 3-point loss last night. You know what I mean? It's not like we got our doors blown off, right? We didn't get it done. We're still really good.
It's Tommy. It's like you said. It's just because it's the Celtics. And it's because the taste in our mouth that we have from the Celtics, and like last time we played them in Boston, they had nobody playing and they still beat us.
I mean,
we played them at home and they still beat us again. It's like, what can we do to beat this fucking team? That's why it's so frustrating. I think.
Right.
I think I speak for everyone in the area.
Before you go, Greg, as long as I had the best player on the court, and I believe in both those series, I still do. Like deep down, I believe I still have the best player on the court. Maybe not the best team. Right, but I have the best player on the court, and that gives me that hope. That's why every year I've had the same conversation, right, boys? Every year I pray on Joel. It's all Joel, and I maybe I'm putting pussy on a pedestal. I don't know. But what I do know is he's the best player on the court when he's healthy. So as long as I have that guy, I should be able to win a series. God damn it, get over a hump one time. I mean, we're not even talking about, like I said a million times, we're not even talking about winning a championship. Goodness gracious, we're talking about starting off. Hey, let's start slow here. Hey,
we're talking about can you get over the second round?
Yeah,
that you've been stuck on. You've been stuck on for fucking 6 fucking years.
It's one thing if you're trying to get over your hump of never, like the Eagles, never won a Super Bowl.
Remember when we won that? Remember when we won what was it, 5 or 6 years ago? We won the first round. We're like, oh, this is like a jump start to us. We probably shouldn't even be in the second round yet. We're still there.
I mean, in this day and age, I couldn't agree more, though, in this day and age, though, because, we are, and I am, huge accountability guys, you know what I mean? So I have no problem throwing it at his feet. I don't think I've ever ran from that, you know what I mean? So I love what you're saying, you know what I mean? And in order to be the best guy on the court, I understand your feelings towards him, and I love him. I'm just saying, in those 2 series, in order to be the best player on the court, then you got to do yeoman's things. You got to do things that are beyond special to be better than Tatum and Spelling Bee in my eyes. And Joel's a specimen. He's fucking awesome. I love him. I'm not taking shots at him, but in order to get over that hump, then you got to do special things. You know what I mean? And that's how you become the best player on the court, is by winning. And we all know that. I mean, not stating something you guys didn't know. You know what I mean? But that's how you will your team to a Game 7 win. Against one of those 2 Titans.
Yeah. And we might have saw last year, right? And another injury derailed it, right? And then the year before that, you got Ben. You got the Ben collapse against Atlanta. So it's like he's never really had a. This isn't making an excuse, because I already said if he doesn't get it there this year, we're gonna have long talks this offseason, right? So when we'll get to those long talks, but other years it was an injury. It was look, you're playing 4-on-5 basketball on the offensive side, right? Nothing was ever in our favor, right? Like we would go in the playoffs like, oh well, we got Ben, we're great defensively, and it would hurt, and every year would hurt us. So this year, the point is, if everybody's healthy, like Will said earlier on, but if everybody's healthy, this is a basketball team that there's no reason they shouldn't be in an Eastern Conference final. Besides Boston in the second round.
The only problem with that is that, like you said, with the toughest schedule remaining, it lines up that we would end up like the 4th seed. Hopefully we can maintain one of the top 3 and not have to. Because I mean, listen, obviously, I'm not running from Boston. We're going to have to see them, but I just would rather not see them in the second round, just because they just have something on us. You know, we just can't get over this fucking hump against this Boston team. It's unreal.
Oh yeah,
and again, I feel like it doesn't matter who's taking a big shot for them. They're going to hit it. Grant Williams, Marcus Smart, Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Al Horford. I don't fucking care who's shooting. I think it's good. When we're playing Boston, it's good. Don't matter who it is. Good. Derek White, good.
Wet.
In a perfect world, we go on a sick run with the hardest schedule, and we get the 1 seed.
Yeah, I mean that'd be. I mean, Grant, we've had the 1 seed before. It didn't work out, but it would be great to have it again.
We've had that. Yeah, we've done that game.
As much as the pundits want to tell me how good the East is, kiss my ass twice.
I think the East is now not that good. Yeah,
the East sucks.
The West just went way above.
Kiss my ass twice on Sunday. The East fucking stinks. It's a 3-horse race, and I like the Cavs a little bit. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, a smidge.
Yeah, they're too young. I feel like they're not ready.
Exactly.
They're not ready. They're not ready, and they have Donovan Mitchell, he's the old James Harden. Looks great. Terrible in the postseason.
That's a 3-team race in the East. So I mean, I love when people tell me how good the East is. Like, get the fuck out of here.
That's why we get a chance. That's why we stand a chance, right, boys?
Yeah,
that's the whole point. Is because we are a top 3 team. You know what I mean? And when it's all shaked out here, at the end of this, we are, right? But when it's all said and done, you can't be just a top 3 team. You got to be a top 2. That's the only way you can do an Eastern Conference final. So, right? So it's cool. Regular season, he's got to be a top 3 because you stay in striking distance. I'm cool with that, right? Knowing I'm going to have to beat Milwaukee or Boston. I might have to beat one of them. And that's fine because I'm not going to run from it. Because other years, I ran from it personally and got other matchups that I thought were more favorable and lost. So the way I know sports is that we'll go fucking beat them. That's how it works. That's how you get over humps. That's how shit ends. That's how curses end, air quote, right? So that's how it's gonna happen. We're gonna hit a big shot game 7 against the Celtics. That's how it's gonna work. That's how it's finally gonna work. All right? Probably down 3-0.
Josh, I totally agree. Totally agree, Josh.
If we down 3-0,
absolutely hate Horford, Smart, and Grant Williams. You could even throw Derek White and Jaylen Brown in there. I don't like Jaylen Brown either. Mainly just because he's damn good, but I don't like him. I feel like Jaylen Brown was the guy early on. I said, man, super athletic, probably be a good defender. I don't know if he's ever going to be a really good player. He's a really good player now. Really good. He hits that 18, 20-foot jumper all day.
Was begging them to take Ben for him. And Maxey. People didn't want to deal Maxey.
Yeah. Do that now. I'll be quick.
Still like Tyrese.
I don't dislike Tyrese.
Yeah, but
if I can get Jaylen, if I can get Jaylen Brown, I would trade a lot of things. Okay, a lot of things.
That's
a lot of things for that. Guy's playing with a fucking mask on last night, hitting everything. God damn it!
Does Denver finally get over the hump?
No, they're like the same as we are.
I feel like that you're right about that, but they look like they're better this year. It could be I'm watching them right now and they're just fucking abusing the Clippers.
Yeah,
but
here you go, regular season Willie. Regular season Willie.
The Clippers, by the way, the Clippers have like 15 guys that I feel like are good players. They could be good. Who knows? The West is tough.
West is a gauntlet, dude.
Yeah, the X factor for the Nuggets. I mean,
the Lakers all of a sudden the Lakers are pretty good.
Well, the Lakers, if the Lakers originally constructed were in the East, originally constructed, they'd be a top 8-9 team in the East for sure.
Yeah,
the way they originally constructed. Now they're better because whatever. I don't care about the Lakers.
They got more. They got better defensively. They got Jared Vanderbilt's a good player.
Well, Rue's a good player. I like Rue Hachimura. So they did some good little quiet things to make themselves younger.
They got rid of Westbrook.
They got rid of Russ. They upgraded instantly.
Yeah. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I didn't want to go there, but yes.
and the Clippers took them, so they're done.
Yeah, they're definitely not.
I love Norman.
Yeah,
I love Norman Powell.
The Clippers definitely aren't done, but the Lakers were done with them. Yeah,
I love Norman Powell though. Big Norman Powell guy.
Yeah, big Norman Powell too. Listen,
oh.
I think we're very good though. I mean, if you really look at us, we're really.
I mean,
good.
we are damn good.
Now we need some things, and again, what didn't happen last night. If we talk about walking into the 20s in bench production, like we shouldn't have a problem doing, right? Game's over. Game's over. And you can say, well, Tom, Tatum ain't going to shoot like that all the time. Big reason.
Yes,
Tatum,
he does.
yeah, a big reason Tatum shot like that was because Tobias and other guys were great on him. They made it tough on him. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes you can slow down a perimeter guy.
And they did that in the game against Boston, and I think that's kind of where, not to overreact to one game. What's that?
That's my saving grace in a weird way.
Yeah,
is if they're able to like.
He didn't play well in the game game in Boston, and yet they still find a way to win, right? And so like I'm kind of like Sweeps in the middle there of like where to go. I mean, ultimately I'm going to lean on and I'm going to go with agree just because that's just our nature, right? That's just what we've watched, right? We've watched what's happened. But if you look at the last two games against Boston, as Wilson mentioned a couple minutes ago, right? You had last night at home, really, really good game. Lost a nail biter. Shouldn't overreact to it one way or another. But then when you go back a couple weeks and you were in Boston, they were depleted, just roster wise, and you still couldn't find a way to win that game either. You know what I mean? And again, regular season doesn't necessarily mean a whole lot. I mean, obviously you got to play it to get where you got to get to, but not to overreact. But what you do see though are the same things, right? Big leads lost, right? Stagnant offenses through long stretches of the game.
Turnover.
Turnover is huge at the time. Your bench, when you think that is a strength, comes up small. Like not to kill Maxey, but I don't know. Maybe the kid is in his head after coming back from the injury and losing his job. You know what I mean? Like, and going to the bench. Maybe it's now kind of like in his head, and he's not as aggressive as he once was. There's times you watch a game and you're like, Maxey just attacked the hole, and he's hesitant. You know what I mean? And that wasn't Maxey first 2 years. And when you add all those things up, it leads me to agree to the poll that we're going to see what we're going to see. But I don't disagree, Tommy, that if Joel's healthy, all bets are off, right? You know what I mean? Like, all bets are off.
Yeah, the only thing I'll say about Tyrese is, for a game like this, there's games that he's played really well off the bench. So, I can chalk one up to him. I can always chalk one up to a younger player a little bit. I mean, like, okay, all right, get it together. You look lost out there last night, right? You weren't aggressive. You weren't willing to turn the corner on everybody. You were playing hot potato, right? There's little things like that. Like, and then, there was a point in the third where, it was too much one-on-one with guys. So there was a bunch of stuff that happened, when we lost it. But even in the fourth, he just wasn't aggressive. And, there was something him and Joel talked about it last night, how, he sat down with Tyrese and this, yo, yeah, there he is. What up, Danny? You get in here. Get on in here.
He's a pussy.
Oh my God, we went there. That's fun. Good to have you. I wish
you're talking about Joe and Tyrese in case you lost your train of thought.
yes. I did lose my train of thought, but they did. He did sit him down last night. Okay, they sat down and trying to see what he could do to help make Tyrese's job easier. Trying to figure out what, trying to tell him to be aggressive, little things like that. And they said he talked to him. So, I do like that from my leader.
No, that's great. Absolutely.
I really like that. But I think Tyrese, if he's just aggressive, the whole point, if he's just aggressive, he'll be fine. And so, like, I don't want to assume that we're going to score 12 bench points come postseason time. If this is how we're still put together. But what people out there don't understand is I don't want to put Maxey back into the starting role because that starting five has played awesome together. And it's like going overlooked throughout, like Maxey being a six-man is like a demotion. Knock it the fuck off, people. All right? Knock it off. It comes down to the same minutes. It's the fact that those guys have played great basketball together since when Tyrese went out. Melton's a better starter because he doesn't need to – he's not as good of a scorer as Tyrese is, right? So him coming off the bench compared to Tyrese is different. Right, Tyrese needs the basketball. Right, Melton really doesn't need the basketball, have an impact. and he's a better defender. Make sense? So that's the reason why Fitz been better with his starters, because Harden, last night I thought he defended it good for him, right? But in reality, not known to be Pomsy. So you need another good perimeter defender out there, and Melton is. So I think there's reasons on why that works. I think we know Tobias is going to play great defense because that's what he did last year in the postseason too. I think PJ is going to play great defense. So I look at this team and say, okay, can the bench play good enough? Is there enough wing defenders on our bench to play good enough? And right now I don't see it. Because I think Shake's a pretty good defender. He don't even get run. He didn't even get run last night.
1 minute.
So
Why?
I don't know what that's about. The second Tyrese is struggling, take him now out then.
1 minute, man. Damn.
They mentioned on the broadcast, would you guys have put Jalen in instead of James or anybody? Jalen McDaniels? I mean, isn't that what we traded him for? Is his length and his defense? I mean, on the last second shot, he's not really going to have other than defense. Isn't that kind of what you got him for?
Should be Tobias on Tatum in that spot.
No, I agree there, but instead of James, because James, we all, whether he's playing well or not offensively, James, no, he wasn't. No, Melton was.
Yeah.
So
what was your question?
Would you have Jalen McDaniels on the floor instead of Harden?
No, because I don't think he's a good defender. I think he looks stiff as a board for a long guy. I don't know. I mean, that was just my first peekaboo at him.
Yeah.
Like a little fucking stiff. Like a little stiff in the hips. I don't know. All I'm going to say is I think he's fine. He's whatever. But your starter's got it. You got PJ for that. So you can throw PJ on anybody. First off, we ain't picking up 3/4 fucking court too. So that's a fireable offense. So my defensive coordinator should go that night. Who designed that? Where's my defensive coordinator? See it. You're fired, right? Who drew up that one?
And that couldn't have been the first time they ran that play. Like, how do you not go over that in the team meetings?
But to your question, I agree with you. I don't know anything about McDaniels. I mean, I agree with Tom. He did look a little plankish, right? But you're not going to get the ball back, so there's no reason, James didn't have to be in. So that's where it comes down to, not putting it on him. I'm just saying,
I'm not saying, I'm
saying that's Doc again. Right? We ask you to think outside the box, right? I mean, James never been a good defender. I don't care how well he's playing. He's never been a good defender. Maybe at Arizona State, but that's he became the beard.
Yeah, I just can't play a guy who's been there 4 games or 3. Or 2, sorry, 2. Guy's been there 2 games. What guy defensively with guys he hasn't played with? I think that's a lot to ask again in a closing seconds of a Celtics game. You know what I mean? Like, talk to me in 3 weeks, Greg. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
3 weeks from now, maybe 3 weeks from now, maybe that's a different conversation, right? But the fireable offense is just picking up 3/4 court. Like, I don't care if he gets a running head of steam. Who gives a shit? Like, I'm not going to defend him all the way down there.
Make it well, yeah. Like you knew what was happening. Like once you saw the lineup, like why wasn't there guy at the top of the key just waiting for him? You know what I mean? Like make him pass the ball. There was only 5 seconds. One adjustment to that play ruins that whole play.
Yeah, I agree. And John, I agree with this too. Shake should get minutes. He scores, so I don't know. I don't know.
Wait a minute, though, John. I mean, I hear you, buddy. I mean, but I don't. You can't ask for anything out of it when the dude only played a minute. I mean, and if he played like 10 minutes and gave you nothing, and I'm not like a huge Shake advocate. I'm just saying, like, I feel like the dude should get a little more run. You know what I mean? And then if there's a little more of a body of work, then it's like, all right, get him the fuck out. You know what I mean? Guy looks lost or something. You know what I mean? But
who's this? Jeffrey Dahmer? Bobby Sampson? You look like Jeffrey Dahmer, Bobby. Goodness gracious, what'd you eat? Stick to football? Yeah, okay. Here we go. There's always one guy in the group. Definitely in mommy's basement. Definitely a fake account because you don't have anything between your fucking legs to even come with a real account. And we're not even face to face. Ethan, yeah. PJ played great last night.
I feel like PJ's going to be good in the playoffs. Yeah. PJ will be good.
He's going to get rest, right? You know what I mean?
I'd probably let him sit the last week of the season. I won't even.
Yeah, like I had.
lay down.
I was saying that.
Lay down. Don't even sit. Lay.
Yeah.
Lay down,
off your feet. Elevate, right?
Yep. Straight as a board for a week. You look like Jaden McDaniels.
Yeah, I mean, ultimately, obviously, we would love to have more of an impact regular season, but he's played so much basketball. I think he's gonna show his worth in the playoffs when you have those rest days, right? You're not playing back-to-backs. You're only traveling to one city, and you're staying there for a couple of days, right? I think I agree with you, Wells. I think in the playoffs he's going to show, that contract.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you got him for.
Or you better.
But I said that's 3 guys or 4 guys in your starting 5 that are really good defenders when you talk about all those guys. So the only guy that isn't is James. So James just has to be willing. Because if you're willing, that's a really good defensive starting 5. Because you got the anchor in the back of all of it that contests everything that comes into the into the lane. So that's a real, because Tobias proved it to me. Playing defense is not my problem with Tobias. Like, he will get
offensive big games.
Yeah, it's offensive big games, but defensively,
it's 1-2, I think, for him.
Well, no, it's getting the ball too.
He doesn't want the ball. I want him to want the ball.
I think he wanted the ball in Memphis.
Yeah, no, he did. He looked good in Memphis.
But
that
a
was
lot
a
of
big
it's
shot.
getting the ball too, though, Wills. Like, he got the ball in the first quarter, he was on fire. I feel like he didn't get the ball. And I can't believe I'm saying it. Like, he's a wide receiver. You know what I mean? Like,
I kind of want him to be like, if he's feeling good, I kind of want him to be like, yo, get me the ball.
Yeah, well, I think I don't know. I mean, this is where you could dock me, right? On stagnant and different things like that. But then again, you can say that in the huddle all you want. You gotta move the basketball. You gotta. I don't know. That third quarter was weird. That second unit was the difference maker. They came in and they got waxed defensively. Like, they were atrocious defensively. So and that's with the great Jaden McDaniels. So on the court. So, I don't know. I don't know what we do to help. And Paul Reed stinks. If I never see him again, that's fine. Like, I'd rather Mac McClung play my center. Than Paul Reed. I can't watch it.
I'll tell you what,
can't watch it.
This has been 2 years going too, I think, about the Tom hates Paul Reed.
Hey, at times I start to like him. And then it's like, bro, how do you not come down that rebound? It's literally like this. Like, what, dude? Did that hit off your forehead? Like, catch the ball. Catch the ball. Bobby Sampson is a football guy. All right? Catch the ball. Jeffrey Dahmer earlier on. I mean, Julian, last night he had no rebounds? Okay. I mean, PJ had 16 of them. So that's probably why he didn't have any. And how many did Joel have? I don't know. I'm not here to do this. We lost by 3 points. So if he had 5 rebounds, we win? I don't know. If you can show me those numbers, I agree. I mean, I'm not here to crush. Everyone wants to crush guys, dude. Like, everyone.
He had 5 rebounds, we win.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Is that a real fucking stat? Like, but what is real is he played good defense last year against a guy way bigger than him, and Bam Adebayo, who would ruin guys in the chat. Bam would literally ruin guys in this chat. Okay, they'd be sleeping with Bobby Sampson when they're done.
Every player in the NBA would ruin guys in this chat.
No shit, but Bam a little bit more. He's a little more physical. Is my point.
I just bet anybody. Victor Kankar, who's on the court for Denver right now, would ruin everybody in this chat, including all 4 of us.
No exciting news for Bailey. No exciting news for
PJ.
Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, we're Eagles are done. Joel Embiid at 12. And Tucker had 16. They had 42 team rebounds. So, like, I hear you. Like, yeah, you playing 38 minutes. You think you'd get 1 or 2, but when those 2 guys pull 28 themselves, and Harden has 6.
He's not really on.
It was 42 to 44 rebounds.
I'd like to see him get 2 or 3 offensive boards a game.
5 more boards, we win. 5 more boards, we win. Or we freaking jerk off people's agendas.
It felt like we got out rebounded by 20, but we didn't.
Yeah, it was only 2.
Yep.
I'd like to see him get 2 or 3 offensive rebounds a game. So I'd like to see him get more than 1 rebound. But I'm not looking for Tobias to get rebounds. I'm looking for Tobias to hit some big shots.
We're talking Sixers, so I got an honorable mention, Crumb, for later, and it is the minivan. To John's point, you know what, John? I got no problem with him talking. He likes to talk. He went on the radio. He had some things to say about Ben. Hampered us offensively. Well, you hampered us offensively last night. So you know what I mean? Is somebody going to go on the radio? I'm going on the radio right now and telling you, right? You know what I mean? Here I am. Telling you, I don't like it. I got no problem with guys talking. I love it. I talk all the time. So I got no problem with guys talking. But you better back it the hell up then. Makes sense. You can't talk about Ben and have a little and go, well, I'm going to tell you. We know he hampered us. We didn't need to tell you. We didn't need anybody to tell us that. Right?
You're missing a max contract. Thank you,
come on, dude. You need to come out that night and stroke
Who said that? Gorgeous?
Yeah, which is fine. He's right. But I need you then to come out and not hamper us. Because you came out that same night and hampered us. All right? And can we stop talking about the guy?
I'm not sure that Georges should be on the court.
Well, that's what John said. Should it be Shake? I'd rather see Shake. I'd
rather see Shake myself. And I don't even dislike George.
Hold on, Wills. Shake and Max are your boys. I would, and that being said, if you're boys with somebody off the court, on the court, you're probably even closer, right? So, I would love to see them two play really well when they're in the backcourt together. I would love to know the numbers of those two when they play together. I feel like
that would be a good offensive.
Stat Muse have that? Like just type that in.
That'd be a good offensive unit with them two together. We might get abused defensively.
Yeah, it's a really small backcourt.
Oh,
I just don't think he just doesn't take a lot of shots. So, I'm with John. Like I said, I agree. We agree. We agree, John. I'm with you, brother. I mean, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying I don't think he plays a lot, and I don't think he takes a lot of shots. You know what I mean? So, so obviously that goes to your point about him disappearing, I guess. But I don't know. I wish he was kind of like a black hole. Like I'd rather have him. Play more minutes and hoist, and be the guy on the second unit that gets up 12 shots a game. That's what I would like. You know what I mean,
who Shake?
Yeah, Shake.
Yeah.
I think he's a good scorer. I don't know why.
Exactly.
To me, he should shoot more.
I understand John giving us the stats. I get it, but I don't think he's taking more than 3 shots in those, last 8 games or whatever that he put up there.
Because since Tyrese came back, obviously his minutes went away a lot.
Sure.
I did hear about Will Barton. I wouldn't mind it. But I do think Red, give it time, Red. He's obviously getting acclimated, but I do think Jaden McDaniels, can score a little bit. So it's not like you got, a guy who can't play coming off the bench. So that, or a guy who can't score or shoot it enough, right, guys? You know what I mean? So he can score. Georges can score. We talked about this the other night. Tyrese obviously is supposed to be able to score. Who's your backup big? Like, that's the question. Is it going to be Montrez? Is it going to be Reed? Is it going to be freaking Dwayne Dedman?
Tony Bradley?
Who's going to be the guy?
Can Joel play 47 minutes a game?
He probably can in the playoffs if he's healthy. You're probably going to need him to. But that being said, who's your guys' pick? Because you need somebody. To me, it's Montrez.
I think it's got to be Trez. Just because
why do we go get him for? Like, I don't.
Yep,
this is
where that's why you signed him.
This is where I'll go to Doc. This is where I'm at Doc again. Like, sweet, this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't. Earlier on, like, I don't even know if I like the guy. I got so many other fingers to point that I'll work my way to him. You give me enough time, I'll get to him. Like I said to the guy Jason on Facebook earlier, I said, yeah, of course. Like, as I give me more time, I'll get the Doc. He's not, he doesn't get out scot-free on all this shit.
No, he's busy fingering himself. You don't have to finger him.
Oh, yeah, he'll tell you how great he is. Yeah, you don't got it. But, like, Montrezl Harrell was
just pop
not
that
too
question?
long ago. Yeah. Would you ask Red R back that question?
Oh,
but
Christ.
But with he was a sixth man of the year. Now I'm saying a few years ago, obviously, he hasn't been bad since. He can still play. Like, you're talking about 12, 15 minutes. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't understand.
Energy and effort
yeah.
guy. Oh, that's
and better than Paul Reed energy effort. So, what's the problem? So let one of them just be the guy then. That's what I don't understand with the backup big. Like, either just trust Paul Reed for a full season to get better starting, or don't, and just let Montrez go. I know they do it off of matchups. Fuck the matchups. Because going off of matchups doesn't work.
Yeah, why don't you dictate the matchups for one? For once.
Who we got this week coming up, guys? So we got Miami back to back.
Let's get it.
Great segue, Brian.
Sorry.
Yeah, first time ever doing that. I say
Milwaukee Saturday.
Do a read.
Yeah. Can we get to a read? Hold on. The Heat preview is Sixers Heat preview is brought to you by our friends at FanUp. FanUp is the best way to enjoy fantasy sports, daily NBA contests, and more. Win great prizes. Sign up today. Use our promo code A2D. You get $50 right at sign up. You can download FanUp on the Apple store. So we got. Let's go over. Let's get a little 5-game stretch coming up here, Greg. You want to go 5-game stretches?
Stretchy poo.
I mean, I know you're terrible at Google, but
No, I'm already here.
give me. And I can't believe it took 35 minutes for you to answer the poll. It's unbelievable.
Well, I mean,
I feel bad.
We had
It's
a
Brian's fault.
great conversation, and Brian was very talkative today.
Yeah, a lot of cutoffs early on. You know what I mean, really.
I felt like Tom wouldn't shut the fuck up.
A lot of cutoff.
well,
Didn't care who was talking. Was just going to
when
talk
I'm
over
paying the
him.
bills, I'm just going to keep talking.
I haven't been on in a while.
Just real quick,
Yeah.
Yeah, you show up every once in a while.
before we get to the 5 games, if that isn't the ultimate Russell Wilson demise, they picked him up and his team scored 175 points and lost the other night.
Russell Westbrook. Yeah.
That's not Russell Westbrook in a nutshell. Yeah,
I didn't know where you were going because you said Wilson by accident. You said Wilson by accident, so I didn't know where you were going. I was like, what did Russell Wilson do now? Oh my God!
Westbrook.
What do you get another office in defense?
I'll tell you what,
He doesn't know himself. I mean,
that game was crazy though.
don't name your kid Russell. We're learning this. We're learning this later on.
All right, so next 5 games, you got Miami here at home tomorrow. Wednesday, you're at Miami. Thursday, you're at Dallas. That's a back-to-back on the road. Saturday, you're at Milwaukee. And then Monday, you're at Indiana. I'll throw the next one in there. Tuesday, you're at Minnesota. So you got 2 back-to-backs in your next 6.
So that's 6 games.
You're gonna.
You
need to win. You need
Give
to
me
win.
7. Who do you play when you come out?
Friday, Portland at home.
All right, those 7 games. What's your guys' record?
Hopefully 4-3.
Yeah, I think 4-3 is being generous.
4-3, I think would be good.
All right, let's go 5-2.
I think you lose.
Let's go 5-2.
To me, you lose Dallas, Milwaukee.
Nah, fuck Dallas.
On a back-to-back on the road. Yeah, you
Mr.
lose
Back-to-back.
And
How's
Minnesota.
that played out for you? How's that played out for you?
You have to beat. Yeah, I mean, I won 300.
No,
today.
Dallas is the first
following
back-to-back,
it,
and Minnesota's the second.
My account looks great. How's that playing out for you?
Okay.
I would say that
Still
I
can't
would
buy
say
a
that
computer. It's a great
you
account.
have to beat Minnesota and you have to beat Indiana. I know that's a back-to-back, but you gotta win those games.
Guy's streaming on his phone, but he got a ton of money in DraftKings.
That's right. I do. I don't give a fuck about anything else.
Well, that's yeah. Okay. I'm not going to do this on air with you.
That's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, you're lucky. It's fine.
I'm here, so we're good. All right.
Yeah, wouldn't look good.
I don't
for
need to hear your shit.
Yep, we've heard enough. I've heard enough of your shit all night.
That's fine.
3 minutes in, I was out on your shit.
That's fine with me.
Yeah, 5-2. 5-2.
Can we get the
You're a
wins from
problem.
you?
You're a problem. Sure.
Can
give
we
me
get the
schedule.
wins from you?
Yeah, you shut your mouth.
I remember this.
You
schedule.
shut your mouth.
Look
Look at baby elephant.
I'm just better than
baby
you.
elephant.
Everything.
Hey, baby elephant.
Oh, 0 for your lifetime. We've gone over it. So Miami twice. We're going to sweep them, I assume.
Fuck it. Yeah, they stink right now.
I might be at 3-4. Unfortunately, I might be in 3-4.
Okay, so Miami twice, Dallas, Milwaukee.
Dallas is a win.
Tom Wilson, part 64.
At Milwaukee.
Dallas on the back-to-back road.
I'm at 1-1, 1-2, 1-3, 2-3.
Milwaukee a loss.
2-4, 3-4. We beat Portland. 3-4. Shit.
I think we definitely beat Portland.
And we
Hold
beat.
on. Hold
I
on.
gotta-
3-1. Give me the next one. Well, you told me you knew it all.
I do know them. Who's the last one you said?
Miami,
Milwaukee, then
Dallas, Milwaukee.
Then it's Indianapolis and Minnesota back-to-back.
Indiana and Minnesota back-to-back.
Win-win. Oh, shit. That's only.
And then Portland.
And then you lose Portland at home.
No, yeah, because then I got to stop. I mean, I was getting carried away. You know what I mean? At that point, I was 6-1.
I mean,
6-0.
I'd love to win all those back-to-backs. I don't think.
Okay, no, give me the Dallas loss then. So I'll go Milwaukee, Dallas as my 2 losses.
Okay,
Or you mix in a Heat loss, and if they lose one of the Heat, they beat Milwaukee then. That's how it's going to work out. 5-2.
Okay. I mean, that would be.
You're definitely going to lose 2 of those games.
5-2 would be great.
Like I got them 2-2. I got them 2-2 in that hard stretch. Make sense?
I wish there wasn't so many back-to-backs right there. Why are we getting hit with two back-to-backs on the road in a road stretch?
The really tough games, the 2 Heat and the
Dallas,
Milwaukee. Yeah. Yeah.
But the fact that they're hitting us. So we're on the road from the Heat game all the way through Minnesota, right?
And you got the Seawolves on a back-to-back. I mean,
we hit two back-to-backs on our road trip. That's crazy.
Yes.
That's kind of a fuck job by the NBA.
It is a Montreal screw job.
Yeah, about to go 7-0 in like 3 seconds if we keep talking about it.
I'm just saying that's a tough. I think Minnesota stinks, but that's a tough game when you've been on the road for a week and back to back.
Oh, fucking
only $16 gets you in the game for that.
It's freaking basketball.
I listen. I'm right with you. I'm just saying that's the way it works.
Oh, we'll probably have a Paul Reed game. Yeah, I mean, sure, one of those nights Joel ain't playing.
Well, I was gonna say, like, you win tomorrow. Do you kind of rest in Miami to load up for Dallas?
Nobody should rest in Miami ever.
No, I feel like if you're gonna lose, you'd rather lose to Dallas because they're at least in the in the Western Conference. Yeah.
Hayden, what's up, my brother? Give us a super chat.
I feel like you want to beat Miami.
I would, yeah.
Caden, appreciate it. Super chat, boys.
Caden, I would agree with you.
It's fucking guy. Boys, unfortunately, I think if we don't make the Eastern Conference Finals, Harden's gone. Yeah. Safe to say.
Yeah. Might be a few people going.
Yeah, I mean, you could probably say Harden's gone. Period.
Yeah,
right?
Bus might be
regardless.
I don't think he's gone. Period. So I'm not going to go there.
Might be a crowded bus out of town.
Yeah, it could be a crowded bus.
Doc might be driving it.
Could be the whole staff at Sam. You know what I mean?
Call Uber Greg. He'll get you out of town.
Yep. Sam and Maxie. It'll be like Sam and Maxie laying on the Wells Fargo logo. That's all that's left. Maxie and Sam Cassell. And we're really talking about trust the process again.
Oh, God.
You know what I mean? I'll be sick.
My Lord.
And I start talking draft again, I'm going to be sick to my stomach.
That's what I'm saying, Tom. It affects everything. It affects everything. Like, let's just forget about the Sixers for a point. Like, that fucking term has affected like other things in life, you know what I mean? And it got us nowhere, you know what I mean? Like when I'm talking about hitting with kids, I'm like, you got to trust the process. And the kid giggles, I giggle, and I'm like, sorry, I got to use something else. I'm sorry, that's fucking stupid. I know, it's like it's affected my whole life, Tom. I know, it's fucking unreal.
It's true.
Yeah, we're only two, man. You got to trust the process. Fuck, no, I don't. God damn it. At me, he's out. He's fuck. I gotta go somewhere else. This guy's a process guy. Yeah.
And fucking Iverson was 5'8", without sneakers, and took us to an Eastern Conference Final. And I got a guy that's the most gigantic, skilled player I've ever seen. You know what I mean? Gigantic. I'm like, Wilson's gonna try to critique this again, like he did earlier. The most gigantic, skilled player I've ever seen in my life.
Great player.
The most gigantic, skilled player I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, great. He's a great player.
Yep. You don't watch enough basketball, obviously.
I mean, all I said, you're right. He's a great player.
I just don't like your tactics tonight. All right. I don't like anything about him. All right.
I do agree that Iverson was about 5'8" as well.
5'7" without the thick socks back in the day. You know what I mean?
Bubba Chuck never saw a shot he didn't like. I'll tell you that. But dude had a bigger heart than the court, though.
He absolutely did. He absolutely did. But guess what? That's what made us, really fall in love with basketball here. And obviously, Joe's doing it for a generation here. But dude, time's yours, babe. You know what I mean? Like, and that's coming from a guy, nobody loves him more than me. They really don't. And how dominant of a player he is. But at some point, like you talk about, like the only guy I remember being like a star and a superstar to like never get over the hump really was like Dominique, right? Like I'm trying to think of like other guys that were like superstars, right? That you
like never even got to the finals. You said?
Yeah, like never even got to the finals. Like sometimes it's the organization.
Tracy McGrady.
I guess Charles made it, but yeah, I mean Charles is kind of in that, but he did make it to the finals.
You're right, Greg, but that's later on. That
I don't think T-Mac ever went to the finals. I mean, he was a great player, but I'm not sure if he's as good as Joel is though. Like T-Mac was a great player. I don't know if he was ever the top 3 player in the NBA.
No, I would agree there.
No, but that's the thing.
He was upper echelon though. He was
top
tier. Yeah,
besides Dominique. besides Dominique, name a top 3 player in the NBA that never got to a finals. I mean, Martian says Vince. It's a great.
It's really tough. I was trying to think.
Yeah. Vince is a good one.
Great conversation for a day. Like
Vince been to Western, or I think Vince been to a finals, but not as a star player. Like when he was really old, right?
Well, Vince and Allen.
Was he on one of them teams?
The Mavericks? Was he on the Mavericks?
He might have been on the Mavericks
because he went in so many goddamn teams. He may have caught a finals, but he wasn't the star player at that point. You know what I mean?
Of course not. He might have been on that 05 Mavericks team, right?
Yeah, sorry, John. Yeah, Charles and that
2012
when I first started watching. Yeah, but Iverson made you fall back in love with the Sixers. Is my point.
Yeah,
because they were a dumpster.
Yeah, because after Charles, they were a dumpster till Iverson
for a long time. So
yeah, 4 years easy. 4 years of really bad basketball.
They made you fall in love with it again. Is like, granted, I was in high school at that point, but Iverson made you fall back in love with it again. Because we got back for Charles Barkley. I mean, people thought Tim Perry was Michael Jordan because he wore 23.
When we first got Iverson, it was just him and Stackhouse. The rest of the team was awful.
Larry Hughes.
Yeah, Larry.
Oh, Larry fucking Hughes.
Wow, Steve Nash.
Pride of St. Louis. Steve Nash has been to the finals. But I think not as a star again. He went to the Western Conference Finals a couple times though and lost when they were favored.
Yeah.
I got like 7,000. That tells you he lost while they were favored.
Yeah, Ted,
actually,
you're right.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I don't have.
Ted's right. I mean, Ewing,
those. Yeah.
Ted's 100% right. I mean, Patrick Ewing was a star. He never got
Reggie Miller.
Reggie Miller's another one.
Reggie never went to a finals.
Yeah, they did.
They had to have, right?
Oh, did they?
Finals. Him and Rick Smits went to a finals.
Yeah, they got smoked. Yeah. They got rolled.
Oh, yeah.
Right? They got swept.
Well, yeah, but Ewing went to the finals too.
Did he?
Right?
Against the Rockets.
Didn't the Knicks went to the finals?
Okay.
Yeah, when Michael was playing baseball.
Michael came back and wore 45.
Right, Ed, when Michael stepped away.
Yeah, I mean, Paige and Jaylen Brown. Love Jaylen Brown to go step away. You know what I mean? Hey, Jaylen, you look like you got a good swing on you. How about you and Giannis go play? Go play something else for a year. Give us a shot here. But no, the interesting point of all that is
pickleball's blowing up.
That most guys that are stars, they do sort of find
their way. Yeah.
To get the one, right? Get the one. So, I mean, if there's a year for Joel to get the one, because listen, he is a superstar.
Better be here.
First off, the guys we're naming, he's better than. The guys we're naming, he's better than.
I feel like, some of them for sure. Some of them.
Probably all of them.
I don't know if he's better than Shaq.
We didn't say Shaq.
But I would say he's on the same. He's on the same as Ewing, I would say. But Ewing went to one.
Ewing was good, man.
Ewing was really good.
No, Ewing was great, but I think Joel's better.
I would say they're about the same.
They're different, though. They're different.
Yeah,
so it's hard
slightly different, but around the same.
Yeah, different era too.
Different game. It's not fair to compare. Patrick was a fucking man.
He was dominant. Patrick was dominant.
He would rip his throat out. I love Patrick.
And he did go to the finals.
What's always tough too about those old school centers is they were so dominant down low because that's where the game was.
Yeah, Joe could score 70 if he was down there.
You couldn't tell if they could even develop an outside game because they weren't allowed to almost.
And the other sad thing, like scoring, you could say scoring whatever, but like if you took a zone away, like there used to not be a zone in the NBA, right?
Yeah.
It used to not be a zone. So if you took the
weren't
zone
allowed
away,
to play zone.
If you took a zone away, Joel might score 70 a night. I mean, 70 a night. Because then you go back to the basket and you can abuse one guy the whole time. Now you can't. Right now, it's not built for that, right, Greg? To your point, now it's built. You want to get in the post, you're gonna have two guys running at you, right?
Well,
a lot of times.
But you know what? Back then, what they would do with Joel? Back then, they would have beat him up like they did with all good players.
No, they would have beat him up for sure. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is he could be back. Like if he
I'm not saying he couldn't. I'm just saying that's how they would compete. If you just gave him the ball every time, like
I get hurt.
Well, if they're manning up on him and they get the ball every time, they would have somebody come in secondary and smash him like the Pistons used to do to Jordan all the time.
Wilson doesn't know what he thinks, Bird, right now about Joel, and that's understandable. Joel has him a little low.
First off, great means you're elite. Joel is a top 3 player in the NBA. I literally just said it 5 minutes ago.
I think what I'm saying about you is, like a lot of people, he's great, but you're having a hard time. Like I'm speaking for you, not me. You're having, and a lot of people out there, they're having a hard time.
Why are you speaking for me?
Because I'm making a point that a lot of people feel the same way. So would you let me explain myself? Is that they're putting pussy on it. They don't know if they should put the pussy on the pedestal, right? They don't know what to do with them because he's so good, right? He's so special, but there's that carrot out there that's never been chewed on. So people don't know how to react to that. And it makes it hard to judge a guy in the NBA when we know stars win and you're considered a star, but you haven't won.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I as the old head, as the guy that's as the AARP guy, I don't get into the era thing because I've seen those guys. You know what I mean? So Joel is elite. Don't get me wrong. Right? I don't get into that comparison with the other guys because the other guys are awesome. And I think it's a disrespect to all the eras. You know what I mean? So this generation wants to tell me how good everybody is now, and they disrespect that. I don't disrespect anybody. I say, hey, Kevin Durant's fantastic. Steph Curry, best shooter all time. Yeah, very, very special. You know what I mean? This generation shits on Larry Bird, shits on Jordan, shits on Magic. That's what they do. Sorry. They don't want to hear it. So I got no time for that comparison. But Joel's elite. Absolutely.
Yeah. And in any era.
On Ewing. I'm saying Ewing was really, really, really good.
No, Ewing's awesome. But you know what the great thing is like all these guys that we talk about can play in, the greats when they're the guys who can play in any era. So at the end of the day, like people like even LeBron, like people don't like him, and that's fine. But he's great. He's a star of our stars, right? Like, just what do you think when you have 1 billion followers and like let's not forget the first 12 years of his career, guy was superhuman. So not a lot of guys could do what he did on a basketball court. Does he tire you out sometimes because it became a me show? Sure. But that's what happens in today's media. I think any of these guys.
I mean, he's fucking 40, averaging 30 a game. It's like crazy.
I mean, if MJ played today, you think it wouldn't be very similar in terms of the meat? You know what I mean? The way the media spins. And
guess what? Here's a bad take.
Probably wouldn't ever be allowed to play. It'd be too much.
The best thing for that era was they didn't have social media.
Yeah.
I was going to say, Tommy, guess what? He would be viewed a lot differently if he played today because MJ would have been looked with the way that everyone judges everyone now. MJ would have been looked at a lot differently because he was a crazy dude. He was out all night. People would be judging him a lot because he was out all night. He was up playing golf in the morning. Yep. He was at clubs at night. He had a fucking motor. Didn't stop. He didn't sleep. So he would be judged big time now.
How many casino photos and videos did we posted about?
Oh my God, so many. Seen Jordan gambling at 4:30 in the morning, drinking when he's got a game the next day. It's like, he had 36, so we're gonna really complain or 36 and they won.
I'll say this though about Sixers, and then we'll move on to Phillies and get into our Crumb. But Sixers wise. I talked about it last year, and I still feel the same way I do right now about it when the trade happened for Harden. If he can resemble what he was in Houston here, right, in the playoffs, those two can win together, right? And I think we know what we're going to get from Joel. I think James has been really good this year, right? I think he's been really good, so I don't want to shit on him. But come playoff time, the spotlight becomes on him too because he's the second star. It ain't the bias, okay? It's Harden. It's Embiid Harden here. I mean, it's Embiid Harden. You go as those guys go, man. Come playoff time, you go. Tobias got to play well. PJ's got to play well, of course, right? Melton, Maxey, I get all that. Those two got to cook. All right,
100%
cook. One's got to have 40 and one's got to have 25. There ain't no in between shit. You got to cook. So if you need a fucking month off before we get rolling, then let them lay around. Yeah. Let Harden get it in every strip club in the country before the playoffs. Get them all cleaned out.
No, you're right. Those guys got to be filet mignon, and then the role guys. That's how that's how you win titles. The role guys have to be great too. You know what I mean? Like in their roles. You know what I mean?
Their roles.
They gotta hit your open shots.
Their roles perfectly.
They have what they do great. They have to excel at. You know what I mean? But the top two guys got to be filet mignon. Absolutely.
Yeah, and like you said, Sweeps. The other guys got to just do what you're asked to do and hit open shots. Guess what? We've all
do your job.
Like obviously we might be older than some of the people listening, but like I remember the Bulls well in the '90s, and every year Paxson or Kerr or someone's hitting big shots because Jordan's doubled, Kukoc. Jordan's doubled, and he's kicking it out to an open guy, and you got to hit that shot. And that's going to happen in the playoffs. Guys are going to get open looks. McDaniels, Tobias, Tyrese. Guys are going to get open looks. You got to make your shots.
That corner three's got to go in the playoffs, PJ. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Last night is the PJ we love. That's the dog. That's the guy we wanted. Right? That's the guy we got last night. The guy that played last night. He's
Don's got a very astute looking Barry.
You know what I mean? Last night's PJ's the guy. He did all the dirty work. You know what I mean? But we also need you to sit in that corner, hit that corner three.
He did last night well.
Yeah, like you did in previous playoffs.
No. To your point, no, Sweeps. He hit it early in the game, but late in the game, I think he missed two. Not late, but like third or fourth quarter at some point, he missed two corner threes. But early in the game, I think, Greg, what was his numbers last night? Do you have it in front of you?
That's how we got up by 15. You know what I mean?
Because he hit a bunch of. He hit a couple. I know he hit like at least two. And I was like,
he had the most points as a Sixer, I think, last night.
Yeah, he was all over the court. Yeah. I mean, he's all over the court, and you still lose. And it's like, that's why I'm like, I got PTSD from this fucking team. Like, you know what I mean? Every time
it's the worst.
Every time I hear Boston, and the sad thing is, I don't care much about Tatum, but like, I've always been a big Jaylen Brown guy. So like, when I really like a player, it makes it worse, right? And I like Marcus Smart. Like, people don't like Marcus Smart. I like Marcus Smart.
I love Marcus Smart.
It makes me like hate the team even worse because I like two of your guys, and then I have so much disdain and hatred for Al Horford. All right, I despise him, his family, his sister's a piece of garbage. Okay, despise him, and I don't say that.
I don't like Boston fans either.
Yeah, piece of shit fans. Okay, nobody likes the Irish. All right, grow up. All right, freaking leprechaun.
It's 7.16 rebounds. He was 2 of 7 from the field, 2 of 4 from three. So it was only two buckets were the threes.
Well, what was he from three? 2 of what?
2 of 4.
All right. Well, there's the 2 misses. Look at me.
I think he had 7 points in the first half. I don't think he scored in the second half.
No notes. This is what they say. You know what I mean? No notes.
He's a plus 21.
Watch it one time. No tape.
He played well.
Your entire starters, and we talked about it.
I'll take that out of him every game.
Your entire starters were plus. Your entire starters were plus. Your entire bench was minus.
Somebody say hashtag no tape.
Yeah, that's not great. We don't like that.
The
bench has to be
minus
better.
23.
The bench has to be better.
What was Jaden McDaniels?
Minus 23.
It was little ass fucking
in
tight
15 minutes.
He looks like he's built weird.
Georgie's minus 22 in 13 minutes.
Built weird.
Jesus Christ. Weird. Minus 22 in 13 minutes. It's almost impossible.
I don't know what's worse. Minus 4 in 5 minutes? That's Paul Reed.
Well, that's typical.
Minus 14, 5 minutes.
You put that on a tee for Tom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm trying to get my bingo card. I'm trying to get my Tom.
I mean, that dude even have a block shot this year? Like, I'd be shocked if he even has, like, 2 blocks this year. Like, if you told me Paul Reed had 2 blocks this year, I'm going to tell you you're a liar. He has 1.5. They gave him like there's one went off his fucking nose. You know what I mean? 1.5.
I think they would still count that off the nose.
Wills, watch. Wills, tomorrow night you can book a 10 rebound night. Write it down somewhere. Guys will be freaking rocking and rolling. You're gonna have a double tomorrow night.
We're home tomorrow night.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're gonna
roll job.
We're gonna roll Miami tomorrow.
Well,
night.
tomorrow's important. Tomorrow's important because I talked about it early on.
About to go on the road, yeah. Big
that too. But what's your response to last night?
Yeah,
what's
true.
Your response last
true.
night? And they haven't been playing good basketball either. So, they lost 4 in a row. So, they haven't been great. They're 4-6 in their last 10 too. So, a team that on the downside a little bit, and you can put a sort of like a little coffin in them. You can coffin them a little bit, especially with 2 in a row. There's nothing stopping you from going and beating them twice. Like, that's what I want to see. Like, I'll start with the first game and want to win, but I'm a fan. I can look ahead, right? But so as a fan and looking ahead, I need two. I need two here because the rest of the trip, everything else is hard. So you got a lot of tough stuff coming up. They're right for the picking. All right? They're right. Like a good fucking grapefruit. You know what I mean? Greg, down the
yeah.
Good grapefruit.
Good old
right?
grapefruit league.
Good grapefruit.
I feel like we never beat them twice, too. Like, they'll beat us
change it
somehow.
up.
They'll
Give me
somehow
a
beat
culture
us.
change here. Give me a culture change.
Damian Lillard, by the way, has 66 points currently.
You fucking go make another rap video. It's actually pretty good.
With
Did you hear it?
3.5 left.
Did you hear it?
No, I did not.
Yeah, it's actually not bad. I was like, this is gonna stink. Let me listen to it. He was like delayed in a plane for 7 hours, and made a song. I couldn't even do that if he gave me 70 days.
Dame Dollar.
Paul Reed has 6 blocks in his last 5 games.
I was gonna say the dude's a walking stealing block, so I know Tom's not right there. I won't say anything though.
He had 3 in the Queen.
He's so mad at me. I won't say anything.
I feel like none's a real block. I feel like none's a real block. Like I feel like when you watch it, none of them look like that was a block. Did that go off your elbow? Like you didn't even mean to block it because you're so like just all over the place.
I get mad that DraftKings doesn't let you bet on him because he only plays like 6 minutes a game because he's guaranteed for a steal and block. They'd probably be like plus 200 both of them. Dude plays 6 minutes.
Slick, I gotta address this because we gotta go to Phillies and one I gotta pay, but we gotta go to Phillies. Slick, let me address this. It's all equal. You understand? Like the minutes are equal, but you don't want him in the starting 5 because there's not enough basketballs to go around, dude. And he's not. I love Tyrese, but he's not a good enough defender in that role. But Harden's already not a good enough defender, so you want 2 of them on your perimeter. I'll see you in this first round, maybe at exit. All right, let me go pee. You guys can start. We can start talking some spring training. I know Greg was down there. Brought to you by Gleason's Bar, located at 6700 Mill Creek Avenue in Levittown, PA. Use our promo code A2D for 10% off your order whenever you dine in, take out, or online. Gleason'sBarandSteaks.com is where you can find them. They're the best in the business, baby. Go check them out. They're Trenton. So many delicious things. And look at all the promo codes we give y'all. So hit the like, hit the subscribe over here. Stay with us for a while. Greg was at the game today. So, I was have some questions for him, and I'll just pull it up, listen on my phone while I'm walking away. But what he's saying, because I'm curious on your opinion. But we got a little shot clock now, which we could have used an extended shot clock last night in the Sixers game. Like a guy literally on my timeline asked, did they extend that? Like they extended the postseason? What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
I have faith. At least I hope to God that guy was just fucking around. hey, even though that went off after the buzzer, they count that in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, that's still like the same. They had like
no, they wouldn't, bud. No, they wouldn't.
They had like a quarter of a second on it.
Every time I watch the Nuggets play, I feel like Jokic is a cutter. Dude's got so many cuts on his arms. What's going on over there?
Yes, Caden. Andrew Painter's spring training debut is Wednesday. That is correct. But Trey Turner, look at Greg. I mean, posting mid show. I mean, you're unbelievable. But Trey Turner's spring training debut happened today. 2 singles. Obviously, stole base in the first inning.
Not throw easily.
Yeah, and then Schwartz came up and strike out, typical. And then JT single up the middle, like in on the hands, like typical JT. The strong JT.
Schwartz just looked like he was in insane pitch mode today. Like he missed some fastballs, right? But you could tell he was just like all his at bats were kind of the same, right? Like just missing fastballs, seeing the spin because you could see him coming off the field. Talking to some of the other guys, like talking about the spin, stuff like that. So it always felt like Schwarber was just like up there just taking dry hacks.
He's feeling it out. It's all spring training. Is
absolutely.
Right? But no, it was just good to see, Grant, spring training game, but the impact Trey Turner brings to the ball club, especially in the leadoff spot. And you see them steal a run.
You see it
and
right
you can
there.
steal a run. Now, what people need to understand is, and I'll leave you with this real quick. If Schwarb's in your 2-hole and Turner leads off, steals a bag, that's gigantic for you. Like if Schwartz goes yard, now you're 2-0. 2-0, a lot better than 1-0. So the fact that you have a guy on second, JT comes up, like say early in the year before Harper, JT comes up, right? You're in a good spot right there. To really be up 1-0 any way you look at it, or maybe 2-0. And we already know what 1-0 records are when a team goes up 1-0.
I mean,
2-0 is even better.
Yeah,
So,
I can't believe that you even have to justify that. I can't believe you even have to justify that. You know what I mean? I know you are because it's 2023 and there's guys with books and nerds and you know what I mean? Trey Turner, you signed a legit leadoff guy. That's where he goes. Right?
Thank you.
Did you hear what Dave Dombrowski said?
When we signed the best leadoff guy.
Well, Dave Roberts is an idiot. And I mean, that's all I can tell you. I don't know.
Well, he is an idiot. We know that.
The shit what Dave Roberts did, he's a moron.
He's a moron.
Turner's a leadoff guy, and he's delicious. Right?
Guess what? Did you hear what Dave Dombrowski said? Yeah. When we signed, we pretty much like throughout that process after we signed him, just about he's a leadoff hitter. You know what I mean? Like he's a true leadoff hitter. Like nobody's buying a clue here. Like we know what he is. We'll let Robbie decide. That's what he said. We'll let Robbie decide. Well, Robbie's a baseball guy. So guess where he batted on his first game? So there's a little sample on what you're going to motherfucking get. Because if Kyle Schwarber don't like it, which Kyle's not that dude, first off, okay? He's not that kind of guy.
I would assume he would probably enjoy it.
I think
see more pitches at the 2-hole.
Yeah. You get more RBIs. Like
way more RBIs.
Yeah, you're gonna get more. You would imagine you get a little more fastballs. You have giant gaping hole. And newsflash, assholes, there's no more fucking shift. So when Mr. Beautiful Hair comes back, you got two left-handed hitters that fucking are dead pull guys with no more shift. Right? So the average should go up as long as Schwarber doesn't strike out 200 times. The average should go up for both of those guys. Yeah. Right? You know, Mr. Delicious Hairdo he's gonna hit 20 points higher too than he already does. Right?
And Turner on first. Turner on first means he's on second.
That's the first to third. You don't have to steal second, which he will. But if he doesn't want to, that's the first to third. All you gotta do is roll over, Kyle. I got news for you. Just roll over. It's the first to third, and you got to hit.
And I think guys know that. Sweeps to your point. You know what I mean? I think guys know that. Ethan. Well, it was good to see Nicky hit a homer today. I know it's the spring, but
you know where it goes though. That's his money
bread and butter. That's
that right center gap, right?
He's gonna have a better year. I mean, I think that's common sense.
He looks looser. He looks looser.
Guy's hit his whole life. So now he's all of a sudden he stinks, which would be Philly, but I don't believe that. And I believe it says a lot about his character, his mental makeup, because he still went and made plays last year and big plays in the field. And we can act like that doesn't matter, but not one at bat win the fucking field with him. And we know from coaching, all of us know that's a guy I can win with. When you ain't taking shit with you and you just keep going and working, right? At some point you're going to snap out of it. And sometimes guys need a full reset. Sometimes especially when you go to a new team, I need a full reset, a full little 2.5 months off, breathe again. Whatever the case may be, whatever's going on in your personal life, you clean up.
Yeah, I think he just had a kid. He signed late in the year. You know what I mean? Like late in the process.
Not making excuses, right?
No, 100%. But that's real life.
Sometimes guys struggle year one.
Yeah.
And then they
hopefully it's like a Lindor. He has a nice bounce back.
Yeah.
Lindor had a real bad year.
Hopefully it's not Simmons' fucking house. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I mean? I'll be right back, boys. Be right back. Talk a little spring training, Greg. Talk about the smell of the park, I guess.
Oh, the smell of the park was great. It was delicious.
Drew Rod was there too. D-Rod
I saw that. It was funny.
You saw him? Did you see him?
I didn't see him. No.
Why? Wait, you don't talk to group
I didn't
members?
I didn't see it post on Facebook until after I got home.
So let me ask you a question real quick before I walk away now, because I'm a little.
Are you ready to pee your pants?
Guys got, like Sweep said, guys got a starter pack for the Phillies, like earlier on, right? And I said, you got anything A2D? Guy got nothing A2D. I mean, get it, sew a patch on or something. You know what I mean? This is unbelievable. And then
let's get an apparel company that caters to fat guys.
What, A2D merch doesn't cater to fat guys?
No, they don't have anything fat guy related.
Not good.
I have an A2D shirt.
Not good for business.
No.
We got A2Dmerch.com for first off is where you can get all
and the first guys didn't have them either.
The first guys were losers. But the second guys
Lillard 70 points.
Second guy's not a loser. So A2Dmerch.com for everybody out there that wants A2D merch, you can get it right there. We have our own merch spot now. We don't go through anybody else, but Greg, we'll work. We'll talk in.
No fat guy shit.
Well, what's a fat guy?
Yeah, where are you cutting it to, Greg? Are they cutting at 2X, 3X?
Yeah, 2X. I need at least 4. I ain't gonna lie. I need 4.
Well,
once it goes to 4 and it goes in a wash, it becomes an extra large.
So you really need a 5. So you really need a 5.
Yeah, probably.
Get a guy tarp. Get a guy tarp.
Yeah, you need more. Oh, God.
I need to get back to the gym. Is where I need to get to.
Who said tarp?
The guy was down an X. He was in Planet Fitness. Judgment zone. He was in Planet
Fitness.
Yeah. Hold on. Greg, hold on. This is like a table cover.
Let me
send this over
A2D tarp.
This guy over right here. I'll send this over. Just wrap it around you like a fucking.
Got that new A2D tarp.
Think of A2D. Just wrap around like you're a boxer. Going out.
Bags.
That's great. Well, we'll have to work on that, though. I am not fond of that because I am I have a lot of love for the fluff.
Can we compromise the 3X?
Yeah, well, I've got a lot of love for the fluffy guys. I got a lot of love for my fluffy people, and they should be taken care of.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
Problem. I'm disgusted by this. I'm disgusted to know that we don't take care of our fluff around here at A2D, and I'm gonna make fluff great again. That's my guarantee to you. I'm gonna sit here and make fucking tarps great again for everybody. It'd be tarps.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the roster, it's not a Donna Central, so I don't know why the merchandise guy would want to skip past that the demographic. And
you know who watches sports?
Myself, I like too.
You know who watches sports? You know what sports? 4X guys. All right, a little 3X guys. They're the sports guys.
I was going to say, you know who's at home watching sports on the couch? Bunch of guys there, 3X.
Don,
yes, Ted, you're absolutely correct. You're absolutely right.
Don, you're a fucking issue.
Oh my God! Now he's going to Isaiah.
Oh,
rolling through the bad boys,
switching picks in the middle.
Yeah, I
of the
didn't
show.
even know. Look at you, Donnie. You're the best. You're the best. You gotta have a meet and greet with Don. You know what I mean? Like Don, if I do Tom Arnone live, would you be a 2-time-a-week caller? Would you come on the stream? You can have your camera off, whoever you want on, right? And let me hear the voice. You know what I mean? Let me put a voice to the name. You know what I mean, Donnie?
Yeah. It could come down to it. That could be a lot. You talk about a no judgment zone. I mean, we got an alto, we got a baritone. What do we got here, Don?
Soprano?
No, he said yes. Donnie's in. Donnie's in. He said. He sleeps at like 4 or 5 tonight. You know what I mean? If we had a guy on the back end just cutting, you know what I mean? Like a great fucking. A great guy in the kitchen. Just we would have a million.
Like Bobby Flay was back there just cutting.
Like who was the Salt Bay? You know what I mean? Salt Bay. We had Salt Bay back there. Just
Emerald Lagasse.
Oh, bam!
We might have 100 clips tonight if that was the case. 100 clips. Greg, you know what, Greg? We have to put you back to your old job.
No.
You know what I mean? Still leave you on camera, but we need you.
I can't believe 2X. I can't believe 2X what they're cutting.
I'll get you a 4.
You got to have 3X at least.
I don't know, Wells.
That's amazing to me.
Yeah, I haven't checked.
Well, it tells me how to do my job.
I haven't checked in a while because
this has got to be wrong. I don't believe this.
Hold on, Tommy. The fact that Greg just threw the I haven't checked in a while after we've been talking about this for 10 minutes is fucking amazing.
Trashes the company.
If it goes up to 5X right now, we got to just turn it off.
The
guarantee it does not because I would have bought it.
Turn it off.
Like trash the company.
He has the guarantee.
Absolutely trashes the company.
He did guarantee there's no 5X. All right.
Okay. Well, the most recent hoodie.
Who wears hoodies in Florida?
Okay. Well, first of all, I'm going through the merchandise, so why don't you fucking pump your brakes? There's a 3X Harper.
It's fucking wintertime, Greg.
Okay. There's a 3X. There's a 3X sweatshirt with Harper's fucking face on it. I'm sure you would wear.
We're a Philly-based company.
I live in Florida. There's no hoodies here.
Shut up, Greg.
It's chilly. It's chilly here.
Yeah, Greg.
How many 5X T-shirts do you see around, Greg?
Greg's not wearing a Harper sweatshirt. He's
Greg, you're a liar. There's 3X's. There's 3X's on this.
I said 3X was the largest.
You said 2.
No, I said 3.
I think. If we rewind tape, Greg, I'm pretty sure he said 2. I don't want to kill you here
because
I said
3X anyway.
Can we compromise 2 or 3? Can we compromise 2 or 3?
3X anyway.
Nobody said you did, Greg, but you said there was only 2. So you alienated a lot of people who fit in 3, like myself.
I think it's I fit in 3 as well. I think it's a goal, Greg. I think we just set a goal.
Go up, Greg. Are you on to something that we don't have 4s and 5s? Sure. All right, but that's a lot of sizes that you just. 3X is a big size. That's like nationwide.
Yeah, you're
not today's shirt. Not today's shirt.
I think you're taking the dryer.
They're all slim fit.
I know what you're saying about the dryer.
They're all slim and like I don't know. Like,
nobody can go off of you.
Yeah,
nobody. There's like a select few.
Greg.
You know what I mean,
I feel like the 5X.
10%.
No way. You're not a 5X because that's like a nightgown, bro.
He's at a pineapple.
I mean, like,
you call him a pineapple?
That's a nightgown. You got to rock the 3X. It comes up a little bit. You show a little bit of brown sugar, and that's it. You show a little brown sugar, and that's okay. Don't take anything off the top shelf.
Hey, this is what we do, eh?
Hey, hold on, eh? We talked sports for an hour and 20 minutes. We just went off the rails a little bit, had a good time. We're going to pull you back in. Allow us to pull you in from the ocean right now, eh? All right?
Yeah, hey, calm down, hey.
All right? Don't start coming in here. Coming in here. And Greg needed a tent. We're trying to figure out ways to get him a tent.
We're trying to get Greg into a 3X here, eh? Relax.
You know how much work this is?
God damn it.
Where the fuck were we? Where were we?
Greg, I think if we cut 6 mellow yellows out a week, 2 extra hours on
I
the
literally
fucking
only have
treadmill,
show days.
and we are.
I like your style, Greg. I give you I got a lot of street cred for that. You know what I mean? Ain't easy to do. So
I really cut soda out to only show nights.
Greg,
good work. Greg, how many shows are you doing a week?
Greg, can I help you?
Okay.
Can I help you? Can I help you? Go energy drink. Get rid of the 2 nights. Don't even go soda. When I cut soda in my life, I lost so much weight. Soda's the weight loss.
Soda is bad. Soda's terrible.
I'm not telling them. I'm not telling them to put an IV of C4
Greg, drink water.
Body.
Drink water, Greg.
I drink a lot of water.
That's what you should drink. Drink water.
Drink a lot of water during the week.
Sleep's thinking that I'm making Greg drink 25 energy drinks a day. I just said mix 1 and 2. Have 2 a week then. And just have a regular Monster can over the 74-ounce fucking Mellow Yellow. No brainer. I'm still fucking here, guys.
74-ounce he dropped on him.
Guy goes 84-ounce Mellow Yellow.
He had that jug. Remember he had that jug? It was legendary.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you need 2 people to carry.
You know when he walked in a Wawa.
He walked in. Assistant at work to carry the fucking Mellow Yellow.
You know what's funny? The Wawa's up in Jersey don't even know how to ring that in. They don't even know what it is.
Guy needs a fucking 5X straw.
Sweeps, you know he walked in that Wawa and they were like, this fucking dude's back. We're going to change the Mellow Yellow again. This fucking guy's back. This is unreal. We changed Mellow Yellow 3 times this week. This dude's buying buckets at a time.
And nobody else buys it.
Fucking Wawa sells buckets of Mellow Yellow in Florida, apparently. It's unreal.
Oh, the Mellow Yellow.
The New Jersey Wawa, the Run-A-Mean Wawa was so
Greg got the Mellow Yellow rep. Whoever the Mellow Yellow rep is in Florida, buy his Wawa. Whoever the Mellow Yellow rep, buy his Wawa.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear he's
Greg changed his life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no,
Greg changed that rep's life.
First off, he's probably pissed off right now. Like, what's going on? The Mellow Yellow has been fully stocked. It's not going down. What's happening?
That's what I was going to say. I want to congratulate Greg because it sounds like he's doing better. There was a point when his blood type was Mellow Yellow. You know what I mean? So for sure. So
100%.
Good for him.
100%.
All right. Back. Talk some Phillies, Greg. Smells of the ballpark.
Hey, we're back.
All right. And don't take shots. We had fucking 3 X's. You were wrong.
Still not fit, but anyway, whatever.
Yeah, but you're still wrong now. So just to confirm, your Google is horrendous.
Still not buying it, so.
Now I'm definitely not getting you a size. Now I'm definitely not getting you a size.
So we're wearing it in public.
All right. Well, now you're officially out of a size now. I was really gonna go up the ladder here for you. We're gonna put my neck out.
But speaking of which, we do have a gift card next time you spin the wheel. We have a gift card that went on clean from Greg's 12 days of giveaway. So we got a $50 gift card.
Greg,
next time we spin the wheel, become an A2D member over on YouTube for $9.99 a month. Next time Tommy spins the wheel, which might be Wednesday. Or if you do Tom Arnone, when's Tom Arnone live starting?
if you're not in the shirt talk, Xavier, that's why we're talking shirts, because you never know.
So next time we spin the wheel, we got a $50 gift card to HUDmerch.com. Become a member, $9.99 a month. But no, it was great to be back. Great to be back in the stadium. Just love that environment. It's funny. Dad and I had some hoagies and a beer before going into the game. But we get the handicap pass. So we parked so close that people were walking out. We're like, did you guys even go into the game? Yeah, we went in. I was hoping to see a starter today. But then driving over, we realized it was, Bilotti started. So you figured it was a Johnny Holstaff for the bullpen here. And the starters would start to get their work here this week, give them some more time to come back, from a long season. I thought Bilotti and Brogdon looked good. Kind of everybody else after that was kind of hit or miss. The one thing I did notice, though, about the pitchers, whether they threw strikes or not, they were all big boys. Like their builds were like, it's not the small reliever anymore. Like you could tell that they went out and they were like targeting certain physique and a certain style of thrower from either side. Like nobody was like super small. Everybody was big in stature, and you look up and you're like, oh my God, now you're throwing 97. Hello. You know what I mean? Like I said, whether they could throw strikes or not is another story, but spring training, it was good to be back in the ballpark. I'm sure JT and Trey leave probably this week to team up with Team USA for the World Baseball Classic. I know that starts up pretty soon.
Yeah, it's got it.
But no, it was good to see, the first 5 guys in the lineup, were regulars. I was hoping to see more out of Johan Rojas than what he performed today. Again, what's one game? Not crushing, but I was hoping to see more out of Rojas. De La Cruz is an absolute monster. 6'8". He made Trey Turner at 6'2" look small. I got a photo of him next to each other. He made Trey Turner look small. Yeah. Again, whether he can play or not is a completely other scenario. But he started and left. But no, it was good. It was a lot of fun. The pitch clock is very strange. It's very strange. It almost feels like even the in-between innings clock and then the pitch clock, it almost feels like if you get up to go to the bathroom or to go get a hot dog, you feel like you can miss an inning. You know what I mean? As opposed to like, back in the day when you used to be able to, I only missed one batter or I almost missed 2 batters. If it's a quick inning, it's literally a minute a batter. So potentially if it's, if the guys are on point. So it's definitely going to be get some taking used to. I heard Bilotti talking about that was a lot of what, his outing was today was a lot of, talking about, working with the pitch clock and stuff like that. He was consistently 2-1 before, down to 2 seconds before he was firing. But no, it was good to be back and see some live baseball again.
Yeah, it looks like Pool A opens up March 8th. So that's not us though. We open up March 11th.
Okay.
To the 15th. So they'll probably hang out another week at least.
Yeah, maybe they get another week then. I knew it was early March, so it was just a matter of when they get out. I actually thought, not realizing the dates, that they could potentially get 4 at bats today, just to kind of get them ready to go.
Yeah.
But no, it was good to see. Like you said, Castellanos went yard, but went oppo, which is where you want to see out of Nick. Even if it is just early spring training.
I'll take it at any time with how he hit last year.
No, for sure. And of course, the game I go to is a 3-hour, right? 3-hour burger, not the 2.5 hour. Right? But that's what happens when you're changing pitchers and guys can't throw strikes.
And it's 10-8, you know what I mean? So,
yeah, 10-8, so a lot of action.
And that's all we were saying a couple of days ago when we were discussing it. Some of the changes, that people were freaking out on. All we were echoing was, these umpires just can't be heroes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it can't come down. The game should never end. It shouldn't be decided on this crap. But we have no time. Like we have no problem with it. All of us have either watched or played in the Diamond Classic, which is the South Jersey tournament, for a long time now. And to me, it's fantastic. And I love that format. And I know it's not MLB's not adapting that, but it's very similar to it. You know what I mean? In the Diamond Classic, you had 20 seconds to get in there between pitch, and you can't step out. 1 foot has to stay in. You throw it to third, no throwing it around the horn. I think it's a minute between or a minute 30 between innings.
Yeah, six pitches, right?
Yeah, 5 or 6 warm-up pitches. So, that's just something that we've been accustomed to being in this area. So, we understand that, and I've always loved it. I've always liked that format. I thought it was great. So
I'm fine with them speeding the game up.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm all for it, and I love baseball. I'm a baseball purist. Like, I would be considered a baseball purist. I am all for them trying to speed the game up. I'm okay. I don't need Nomar Garciaparra fixing his fucking batting gloves for 20 seconds. I don't need that. Just get in the box and hit the baseball. So yeah, I'm okay with all that. And I don't like the shift, so I'm okay with getting rid of the shift too. So let's just go play. I think this is going to be a good year for the Phillies. It's early to do too much talking about them yet, but I'm excited, and it's good to hear that Bellotti and Brogdon threw well, because I think that both of them kind of turned the corner last year.
Yeah, real big. Yeah, in today's game, you had, like you said, Rojas, Lee played, Wilson had a grand slam, and Rincon's played. So you had 5, 6, 7, 8 of your top 10 minor leaguers get in your top prospects get in today. I was interested to see what Rincon looked like. He was one of their most recent draftees. Didn't really see him up close while we were out in the outfield at that point. But he had good at bats. I think he walked twice, and he had good at bats. He hit one foul, but it almost went to the highway over there, right? Either Wilson hit a ball a mile for his grand slam. So it was good. It was good to see. Obviously love baseball being back. And apparently we have a shortstop prospect named Pedro Martinez.
Oh.
So Pedro Martinez played today.
There you go.
But I think they used 10 pitchers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Clippers down 5.
11. They used 11 pitchers today.
Clippers.
NBA's beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah.
Game's never over.
Yep. Oh wow! Somebody.
It was the other interesting thing too is, as I told you guys in the group chat, Dombrowski, and it looked like all the front office sat in the next section over, and it almost was like a class, right? They all had notepads out, and I think they were all like kind of going over, looking at different things and stuff like that. And then I on our way out shook Dombrowski's hand, thanked him for the run last year, and said, "Hey, let's make this a yearly thing." And he's like, "That's the plan." So I obviously he's done what what he was brought in to do, and doesn't seem like it's going to stop. Especially when you sign Turner, you sign Walker, right? You make the moves that you do. Looking to extend Nola here. No, hopefully we have some fun baseball for the next couple of years.
I'm really excited about our bullpen. I think that we made some really, really good bullpen moves, and I'm excited. I think our bullpen is going to be a real strength this year.
I agree with you.
And I think that, to me, that's all I've always said. If you have a really good bullpen, you'll be fine, especially in the game now, because starters only go 5, 6. I think we actually have a couple guys that'll go 7 a lot. But for the most part, starters go 5, 6. You're relying on your bullpen a lot.
But think about that early too. Like, we don't necessarily want our guys early going deep because we're coming off of a short off season. You know what I mean? Like Bellotti said on TV. I called it on when we got home. He said he usually shuts down for 2 months. A month and a half, 2 months after a regular season.
No, I think it's
he said I was down for a month. He goes, now granted, I was itching to get back, but I think it's going to be a big factor coming to start the year.
I agree with you. And I think it's, and I don't know how deep they're going to go. It depends, I guess, how Painter is and how ready they are to pull the plug, pull the switch, pull the switch on them. Because, to Greg's point, then maybe you go a 6-man rotation.
Possibly.
If you're deep enough, just because you had that late postseason run, you know what I mean? Just for the first, month or two. And just to
I thought about that.
Guys settle in their roles, and then guys don't have to go as deep. But because if you got a 5-man rotation and guys aren't going deep, then your pen's getting exhausted in April and May, and I can't have that either. You can't have that. So it's a catch-22. So I think it's I would like the idea with the Phillies run and obviously the Astros as well. The two teams that were the last one standing. A way to combat that is to have a 6-man rotation early. Doesn't have to be too long. Just maybe a month in.
Yep. No, I definitely thought it could be a possibility, especially if I think probably more of a possibility if they would have went out and signed another pitcher.
Yeah.
And not put that 5th spot almost in Painter's lap, right? You know what I mean?
You're right. Absolutely.
Which I'm still for. Right? Trevor Bauer's still out there. Hey, Trev.
I hear you, bro.
But no, it was good. It was good to be back. And like Tommy mentioned, there's so many things you could do with a guy like Trey Turner at the top of the lineup, right? There's so many options that you can do. Not only he might steal 60 bases this year with the new rules. You know what I mean, with the throw over rules and stuff like that.
Yeah, he should.
And then with the guys that we have hitting behind him, the lineup's I think the lineup is, even without Harper is going to be, very good. And then you put him back in there. Obviously, it's going to be even better.
Yeah, strong. I think we're going to be very strong. I think the NL East is very tough.
It's a gauntlet,
extremely tough. So I think it's going to be tough.
I mean, they play as tough anyway, but Miami's a better team than they were last year. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just think it's gonna be tough because I think there's the Mets are good, the Braves are good.
Yeah.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough regardless. But I do think that we look good. I'm excited. Obviously, I love baseball, so I'm excited regardless. And I mean, I know Tommy was touching on it. I'm not sure why we even had to, but some people talking about not leading Trey Turner off. That's just the dumbest thing I ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk about those people. They just when you sign the best leadoff hitter in baseball, he bats leadoff. That's how things work. It's that simple. It's that simple. Best leadoff hitter in baseball, you bat fucking leadoff. It's that simple. So I'm excited. I love Trey Turner. I think he's going to be great. I think our lineup is going to be deeper. I'm really excited, and I know I probably won't see Harper until about June 20th.
Yeah,
but whatever, we need him to get healthy because our optimal lineup is obviously with Harper in the outfield. So so we need him in the outfield.
Yeah, a little bit,
and maybe by the end of the year, by the end of the season, he might be able to be in the outfield.
Yeah, no, it just gives you so many more options. You know what I mean?
Like, for sure.
When we were growing up, those guys were stalwart DHs. When you had Edgar and Poppy and Frank Thomas later in his career. You know what I mean? Guys that were stalwarts. You know what I mean? Because that's what they did. But it just hampers nowadays when you're the deeper your roster is. It pigeonholes you when you got a guy that should be in right field for you. And then you have other guys. That are defensive liabilities. And not only that, it allows your catcher to rotate in that DH spot.
Yep.
Which is huge. He shouldn't have to have a day off. He should have a day off from catching, but he shouldn't have to have a day off from hitting. All right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure every once in a while you give him a puff. I get it. But having a puff as a catcher is DH. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not the same as it used to be either. Right? Like on the knees. It's not.
What up, Petey? Yeah, absolutely. What up, Petey?
Like 10 years ago, like you wear guys out. You got to squat all game. They sort of made it a little easier on the knees by doing what he does, obviously. But to Sweeps' point, doesn't need to be doing it every day. But there's still wear and tear involved in it. And
big time, Tom.
Getting pitches.
And he's the biggest. Let's be honest. He catches 30 games more than every other catcher in the league every year.
He's an animal, but
so giving him a puff is fine. I'm good with that.
So you need to give him a puff because I felt like when you needed him most, he was worn out. Like I think if he has And listen, the legs are really to like stabilize you and balance you at the end of the day, so you can use your upper part too, but all plays a part, right? Your legs playing to your upper body. It's all part of it. So when you're talking about like probably some tired legs, like everybody has, right? But as a catcher, probably a little more, right? To Sweeps' point, but and the amount of games he's played. So maybe that ball goes out, right? Maybe that ball goes out. It says it's bank. Where what's his face from the area? McCormick, was it McCormick?
Yeah, Josh.
Where he makes the catch up against the wall. Maybe it goes out. I don't know. If you spell him 10 games,
I thought it was
maybe
gone.
the legs, right? Sweeps. I hate to get analytical. I hate to be an analytical guy, right? But sometimes you can when it turns in terms of health, right? In terms of keeping guys fresh. It doesn't mean you're not playing him. He's still batting, right? He's still impacting your lineup. But it'd be nice to have 15 of those days designated for designated hitter, right? It's just common sense. Like sometimes you got to save guys from themselves a little bit too. Yeah. I know he's a bulldog. I know he wants to be out there, but Garrett's a good backup. He's a good backup.
You just see it, like the two recent examples of still great players, and one an absolute winner and a stud at that position. But you saw as their careers progressed, the power numbers went down. Buster Posey, Joe Mauer, all right, playing every day, the power numbers went down for both of those guys. Now, Buster, absolute winner, and Mauer, tremendous player. But the power numbers were gone, after they continued to dwindle, and so you need your legs as a hitter. If you want to drive the ball out of the park, you got to use your lower half.
Yeah.
Yep. You have to.
And to A's comment,
to your point, Sweep, stay in them, right?
Yeah.
Stabilize. Be in them. Be balanced have balance through your legs, right? So that you can use your whole body.
Don Howard. All right, good to see it.
Hey, Juwan. No, I mean Alec. I think Alec just keeps getting better and better, and everything that happened to Alec. If you don't love him, then you're not from this area. You're not a Phillies fan, because most guys fold like a fucking tent. They fold up like a lawn chair, all right, in the wind. When that kind of shit happens to him, and he did not. He went the opposite direction. That's a sign of a winner. That's a sign of a gamer. And that's a sign of a guy we can win with. Now, listen, this team's really good. This team's really good.
And he got hurt too.
Yeah. And so is the NL East, right? We're really good, and so is the NL East. So it's going to be a fun year. But let's get our crumbs. Let's get our crumbs and get the hell out of here. Mine's simple. I'll just rattle it off quick. I know other guys got more than one. I'll save some of the other ones that I could use. I know Wilson has the laundry list.
I'm only using one.
But no, all jokes aside, like I'm going to use the people that have a problem with like the pitch count, or the counter or whatever, the timer for the batter and the pitcher. Like grip it and rip it. Get ready to go. We don't need 30. Now, listen. Keep in mind, this is a test run too, right? Like everything can be adjusted. Everything can be changed. So instead of all the people freaking out about it, like give it a minute. Give it a minute, because it may be something that you really do like, because it is more action quicker, right? And at the end of the day, we all want more action quicker, right? That doesn't mean the games are faster. That means inside the game is a little quicker, right? Inside the baseball game is a little quicker. And in any sport, you want a little quicker, right? And a little quicker always sells. Now, however you play, it sells to me. Because at the end of the day, it's baseball. It's still baseball. Yeah. You still got to hit. You still got to throw strikes. You still got to be smart. You still got to locate pitches. Still got to play good defense. Nothing changes, And besides, okay, maybe a guy's a little rushed. But this is what spring training's for, right? Because now these guys can get out of their rush. This is why you implement it now. And after this year, guess what? You can go back to the drawing board. Do we need to add 5 seconds to it, right? On both sides, like 20 with nobody on, 25 with somebody on, right? And they can adjust it. So I hate Rob Manfred. I despise him, okay? But it doesn't mean that some things, just because I don't like who's in charge, some things can't be beneficial. The freaking doing your batting gloves 50 times, all right? Or like even Harper. I love Harper. But all the stars take like a minute. Like come on, guys. Come on. I know there's thinking involved, and I know you guys get into your, you're going to jump over the line, you're superstitious and all that, but you can be superstitious quicker too. Like we don't need all that time. That time's wasted time to me. I don't know who an advantages is, right? There's no advantage unless you're a guy who's used to getting ready to hit quick, right? Or you're a pitcher who likes to go quick, right? I mean, the advantages are they're hoping to bring some stolen bases back, right? There's some things they're trying to bring back. So part of me likes it. And I think the people that are up in arms about it, just give everything a minute. Before you like shit on everything, like I got no time when like a Kansas State game ending like that, right? I think it's stupid. I think it's bullshit. But take that out of it for a minute. Maybe like we talked about the other night, maybe we can adjust it that it goes away in the ninth inning. It evaporates in the ninth. So give it a second to see if they can get out of their way with certain things of it, right? Let's give it a second. Because I think I hope and pray, because I love the game of baseball, that they'll navigate through this through the year. And next year, maybe, like we said, maybe it's no ninth inning, which is glorious. Take the ninth away. Yeah. Right?
It definitely calls the balk today. The Minnesota pitcher that wasn't able to stop for long enough, and he had to get the pitch out, right? Or it was going to be a ball anyway. There was 2 balks on that same pitcher, but Turner hit the ball on the one. But I thought that first one was more of the move to first because De La Cruz was diving back at the same time versus the timing. The timing one, though, he was still adjusting, and he couldn't get set in time.
Yeah. So, no,
as I mentioned where you're going, I don't know if you're listening, Tommy. It's just, as a fan, though, too, it almost felt like you couldn't get up out of your seat because you'd missed too much of the game because of potentially how quick it is now. You know what I mean? Like, if you went to the bathroom and got a hot dog and a beer, you come back, you might have missed a whole inning.
Yeah, that's what that's what in between innings is for and stuff. I get it. But I think a lot of people down at the ballpark don't want 4 hours either.
No, I don't disagree.
So it doesn't mean it still can't go long. You know, get 10.
Today's went 3 hours.
Yeah. So
today.
If you score runs, it's going to go long. So they're just trying to speed up the in the game stuff a little bit. And I can't blame him in terms of that. The game did get too long. In game. It got too like, I'm gonna go make a move every three batters. Yeah. Right. I'm gonna take 45 minutes to get up to the plate and hit. Like, no, let's go, guys. Come on. When we were younger, it didn't take that long. You know, I know we're not pros, but we got ready to hit, man. Get ready to hit.
I feel like it could maybe benefit the pitching too. Just because they get in the groove. Sometimes pitchers there are pitchers that work slow that it's probably going to hinder. But the guys that work quick, they might get into a groove with this, and it could help them.
Sure.
And Noah works quick, so we love that.
Yeah. I think it depending on the player, right? For the batter and the pitcher, right? Some batters do like to work quick, right? You know, so I think it's all just depending on the guy and the guys on the opposite end of it. In a bad way, guess what happens? You know, they start to figure it out on their end too. So let's just all give it a minute. That's all my point is. Because if you either like baseball, you don't. So, you know, I'm not going to change every rule or everything that make people who don't watch it. You know what I mean? Absolutely not. But the people who do, I can keep them more entertained, quicker, because the world is quicker. Say whatever you want about it. We're in a world where I got to do 1-minute videos because they will view better than me going and talking for 5 minutes.
Well, everybody has an attention span of 100, but I get it. I get it.
Yeah. I don't like baseball wise. I have an attention span of that for everything but baseball. Makes sense? Like in any sport, right? Sports, I don't have a bad attention span with my teams. But baseball, I got no problem. You want 4 hours? Give me 4 hours, babe. I love sports. I love Phillies, right? So, you know, you want to give me a 5-hour nugget, a little 5-piece nugget? You know, I'm not going to sit back and complain.
No sauce for Greg, but
no sauce.
Throw nugs.
But go ahead, guys. Let's get out of here. Let's get through it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to take Wilson's. I mean, I Wilson's got a million of them, but if he's going Eagles, I don't know if he's going Fans. I don't know where he's going. I mean, if he goes where I think he's going, then I'll just piggyback it. That's all, because I sent the clip earlier, and there's a lot to unpack there. You know what I mean? So, you know, I don't want to steal his, but I mean, for me, it's got to be Nate Oates. I mean, and it's the whole Alabama program, really, the bottom line. There's no reason that there's no reason that Nate Oates and there's no reason that Brandon Miller should be playing, right? Or at least suspended at some point to show some capacity, all right? If you want to let the legal system, take its course, so be it. I got news for you. It's called accessory before the fact. I don't know if anybody needs a fucking dictionary. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care what time it was. You hand somebody a gun, they commit a murder. That's accessory before the fact, right? So whether I don't know what the cops are doing in Alabama, I don't know the laws in Alabama. I don't have any idea. But there should have been a woman was killed, right? So there should be some sensitivity to that family, to this subject, all right? And that starts with, hey, have a seat. Sit down, Brandon, till we figure this out, right? It's bigger than basketball, right? And then you add on his press conference, like he's all matter of fact about, and then don't tell me you don't fucking know about the pregame fucking routine. You're full of shit, mate. You're full of shit. Right? You're trying to get in front of it now because, once again, it was pointed out. All right. And then the idiots that want to tell me they've been doing it all year. I don't care. Once again, no sensitivity. Somebody died. All right. There's knock it off. All right. They're just it's just the nonchalant, the way they're treating a murder like it's fucking nothing. And it's
young mother
lost her fucking life. Get the fuck out of here. Right. They should be. You should eliminate the whole fucking Alabama program from the postseason. That's what I would do. Somebody needs to step in and get in front of this. Right? I don't care if there's other members of the team and everybody works hard. That's great. A member of your team killed somebody, right? So that's what happens. You all suffer that, right? And another one of your members of your team handed a guy the gun that fucking committed the murder. All right, and he's still playing, and it's unfucking believable what's going on in Tuscaloosa, and I have no idea what the cops are doing. I'm fucking at a loss for words. It's fucking disgusting and pathetic.
Absolutely, Sweeps.
Couldn't agree more.
I mean, that could have been one of my crumbs, but I totally agree. And I almost am more mad at Nate Oates because of how nonchalant he was about the murder. Oh, well, you can't watch these kids all the time. Nate, what the fuck are you talking about, Nate? What are you talking about?
You gave him the fucking gun, bro. Come on.
Yeah, what are you talking about? And I love how they're like, he had no idea that a crime was going to be committed. I'm sorry.
1:30 in the morning.
I'm sorry. When you get a call 1:30 in the morning, I need my gun. I'm just going to go on a limb, probably because he wants to use it. One in the afternoon. Okay, maybe he's going to clean it. 1:30 in the morning, probably wants to shoot it. I'm just going on a limb here.
How about I tell you something? 1:30 in the morning, if I call anybody for anything, I'm probably going to use it right then and there.
Yeah.
I need a little milk from you. Probably need it. Need a little French vanilla creamer. You know what I mean? For a little coffee, probably going to use it right then and there. Yeah. So, if I'm thinking about something that late, I probably need to use it that late. I mean, that's just fucking matter of fact right there. So, whatever. The thing last night's a fucking disgrace. That entrance is a disgrace. What are we patting down for anyway all season? What are we patting down for?
Yeah, that's just a bad entrance.
Bad look to begin with. And then we see what happens. I don't know. I'm not there. I didn't investigate it. I haven't even been that into it besides knowing just the facts have happened, right? And I couldn't agree more. So go ahead, Wills.
That's bad. I mean, again, there's nothing else you can even say. It looks terrible on Alabama. And let's be honest, I think we all agree, if he's not the star player, something else would be happening here. He's a star. He's a star player. Let's be honest. He's a star player. He's the best player in the nation. And if he wasn't, this would be being treated a lot.
Top 3 draft pick.
Yeah. Right, I mean, the other two guys aren't in the college. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go Eagles fans just because they've been embarrassing me really over the field conditions and the non-called holding penalty. I know we've gone over this now multiple times, but I haven't had a chance to.
You got over there?
Not really, not great. But I don't understand how the field conditions are the same for both teams, guys. I get it. Okay, we were slipping. The field sucked. I think we all agree the field sucked, but it's the same for both teams. Stop fucking whining about it. It's embarrassing. We lost the game.
Hold on. You can't. 1 + 1 maybe ain't equal 2 in maybe it's equal 3 in your book because there is factors like on Sunday night where you could be bothered by your ends. Fucking on a slip and slide when our ends are quick and that's where we get a lot of our pressure from. Now that's not the reason we lost, but you can be upset about it that night. Now you're talking about this long after. Grow up, Peter Pan.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. Still, yeah.
Like everything plays a part in a loss. Like the on the field product, some of the things that obviously went on that we don't like, field conditions, bad call, but that's not the main reason you lost. or we lost, okay? And if you talk about that Sunday night or like 2 or 3 days after, and because you're getting over the grieving process, fine. But if you're talking stuff week, 2 week, grow up. It's over. It's over. It's over. But my point to rebuttal you a little bit was that, it did.
Well, in the moment, I'm right with you. I'm talking about like
part.
last weekend, people still talking about it.
Yeah, that's a joke. Yeah. Or just blaming it all on that. Like, like that's the problem. It's not like having a little like problem with it. Like I had a problem with the field conditions for both teams, like you said.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I say maybe it hurts one more than the other? I don't know. I mean, I got to really I have to go back and watch every freaking play. But the plays I do remember is we were slipping and sliding, and that's not cool. But that also didn't cause us to fumble a ball to go for a touchdown. That it also didn't cause our defense to not be able to get off the field. So there's certain things that it hurt. It maybe hurt us. But
listen, you can
still lost.
Yeah, you can state facts. I mean, the fact that it's weeks later is the embarrassing part.
Yeah, it is.
In the moment, you can talk about facts. Absolutely, there's facts to it, right? And it's always depends what side you're on, all right? And that has nothing to do with the Eagles and/or Chiefs, all right? If the last play of the game, Mahomes slips and throws a pick, and Kelsey was wide open, Eagle fans would have been fucking having a great time on Broad Street. They wouldn't give a fuck about the field, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It is what it is, right? And that's all I would say. But it doesn't take away the fact that, like Tom said, you got some speed up front, and it's no fun, when you're trying to, maybe rush the pasture on ice. I get it.
It didn't look good.
That's
Could
no
use
fun.
a better surface, but
That's no
like whatever, fuck us. But we still couldn't get a goddamn stop. We still didn't make enough plays. We lost the football game. You move on. I don't like the holding call. Nobody does, but it was called. So what are you going to do about it? All right. And whatever. We didn't make stops. So Greg, what's yours?
Yeah, like you talked about, I'm sorry, just 30 seconds more. Just like we talked about from the beginning, accountability. All right. So a guy got a job, but he didn't hold himself accountable. If it's an ice skating rink, then that's more reason to bring pressure and blitzes and disguise things. Right? Because if my Mooses can't get to the quarterback because they're on ice, then I got to bring some other stuff. Right? So good night.
You got to bring more guys on ice.
Well, not forget the flying start. They're not going from, flat foot.
Yeah.
You try to bring some guys up the middle to disrupt, right? And they didn't, and that's why that guy can go, like we did at the beginning of the show. Bing, 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 whatever the weirdo does. Freaking Pee Wee Herman. Guy's a loser. I don't care what anybody says. And just the way he talks to the guys in Arizona might be the most cringy thing of all time.
Yeah, it was definitely cringeworthy.
So, and it only gets worse the more stuff you watch.
You even know the one guy's name. No, I didn't either, but I'm not your coach now.
Yeah, true. Go ahead, Greg.
I'm just going to go I probably have crumbed this before. I'm just going to go the All-Star games in general.
I'll go to
like
the
just
NBA.
all All-Star games. But because I don't watch the NBA. I don't watch any All-Star games anymore. I don't watch any of the weekends. I mean, if you want to have a weekend get together and do some skills challenges, you know what I mean, for the players, but stop with the games. Stop with the games. Tommy, I think you mentioned about like the slam dunk contest. Like, why are we getting guys? No offense to Mac McClung, but why is Mac McClung in the dunk contest? He's not even in the NBA. What happened to the guys in the NBA doing this? So if you're not going to have guys in the NBA doing the dunk contest, let's not do the dunk contest. I mean, at least guys at the NHL skills competitions, those guys are in the NHL. They're doing the skills competitions.
Yeah,
but now the games themselves have just become an absolute atrocity.
Yeah,
this goes back to MLB when they used to give you home field for the World Series based off of an All-Star game. Like, are we serious? So I just think all the All-Star games have become an absolute train wreck. I mean, football went to flag football this year. Again, I didn't watch a single thing of it. I saw highlights of some of the skills things they did. They were the stupidest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, that's why I always disagree with not with you. I would always just keep baseball, not because we love baseball, it's because it's one-on-one. It's what people want to see, the best guy in the world. Some of the best guys in the world facing that guy. You know what I mean? It should never be for home field in the World Series, anything like that garbage. You know what I mean? But in the NBA, they don't play defense, so who cares?
No.
In the NFL,
I don't even know what they do in the AHL. I think it's whatever.
But at least in baseball,
No, baseball's the only one left.
Baseball is mano a mano. I love when Schilling was mic'd up that year. He's like, "Here you go, A-Rod. I'm gonna throw 3 fastballs right by you, bro."
Yeah.
Pitching baseball, well located fastball. Here it comes.
Yeah, but you're right. That's probably the only one that's still left because that's the only sport that's still left like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. But even that, like, going back to when it was, for the home field, you had guys that, the starters, the ones fans vote for, only played the first 2 innings. They weren't even impactful in the potentially end of the game. It's guys that are, that are voted on by the players and stuff like that. So it's the end of the games just turned into for those games, turn into guys that shouldn't even, be facing each other anyway, or have an impact on who's winning or losing.
Yeah, absolutely. It either comes down to tiebreakers. The team that has the best record, the regular season matters. All right. Yeah. So you have the best record, you get home field advantage. And if there's a tiebreaker, then you go through 4 tiebreakers. But it should never come down to it. Yeah, that was the dumbest thing in the world when they did that, for sure.
Yeah, that was. All right, guys. Great freaking show. Get out of here. So much for the hour and a half.
Yeah,
could call an hour and a half.
I don't think we can ever get under 2. No. It'd be a miracle. We'd have to.
We literally got to shoot for an hour. If we want to do 2, we got to shoot for an hour.
Yeah, power would have to go out.
The power. Yeah. All right, everybody. We appreciate you all tuning in. If you haven't, hit the like, subscribe, stay with us for a while. This has been Agree to Disagree, only on A2D Radio. For Brian Wilson, Nick DelGozzo, Greg Milakovic, I'm Tom Arnone. Everybody out there, we love you. We thank you. And we thank our show sponsor, our doc, make him yours, Dr. Paul Waddell, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, location in Burlington, Cherry Hill. Find him on the web, specializedphysicaltherapy.com. We're out of here. Shows every night here on A2D. Stay locked in.